Kentucky. It's University of Kentucky Wildcat football. Today, it's the Kentucky Wildcats versus the Indiana Hoosiers. Today's game is brought to you by Ashland, the who and how things work. By Alltel, now offering solutions right here in Kentucky. By Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, decide to be healthy. By LG&E, customers first, energy that lasts. By your local Chevy dealer. By Speedway. And by Southern Belle Dairy. Around here, it's a tradition.
We are under the lights for the first time this season at Commonwealth Stadium, and it's a rivalry that dates back more than 100 years. The Cats trying to make it 3 straight at the start of this season. It's the Kentucky Wildcats against the Hoosiers of Indiana. Hello, everybody. I'm Rob Bromley. Along with me, Bill Ransdell. Heavy rains prior to this game here in Lexington. But, Bill, Kentucky, I don't think anyone could have expected what happened last weekend against UTEP. And that was one thing Jared Lorenzen said earlier this week. He doesn't know what's going to happen next.
Well, I'll tell you, all he wants to do at this point is take the next step. After watching last week, you can see right here he's finding Harp in the end zone, nobody around him. They feel like they got the beginnings of an offensive juggernaut. And Jared is just making the right decisions. You can see right there he finds Boone behind the UTEP secondary, and he's stepping up in the pocket and making big plays. And again, right there he finds Bernard deep. I mean, what else can they do? He's just playing great football, making good decisions right now on that offensive side.
Jared Lorenzen, the Southeastern Conference Offensive Player of the Week. On the defensive side, Bill, we've talked a lot about the guys up front, and they've certainly done the job. In the secondary, there's some experience there, along with a newcomer, Mike Williams.
How exciting. I mean, it doesn't get any more exciting with Mike Williams. I mean, take a look right here. You got Ragone trying to break out, and there's number 1, Mike Williams. He's a safety. He's always got his nose around the ball. Watch right here. Louisville, ball's up in there. He's hustling to the ball. He's in the right place at the right time. Big play there. Again, watch right here. He's coming. He had gone upfield into the backfield on a safety blitz. His hustle, he came back and still made the tackle. He's everywhere. Again, right there, a safety blitz coming from inside that time. Makes a huge stop. If he can keep doing what he's doing and this defense can keep hustling to the ball as they have shown these first 2 games, big things are in store for this defense.
So for Indiana, a new man on the sidelines, but he's no stranger to Wildcat fans. Jerry DiNardo.
I'll tell you what, he's got experience. He was at Vanderbilt. He's been at LSU. His last experience in Commonwealth wasn't that good at LSU, as you and I recall, but I tell you, he'll have these Indiana Hoosiers ready. He'll play every card he has to get these guys excited for this game tonight.
Well, you can see the heavy rains that we had here prior to the ball game. Hopefully they'll hold off as Kentucky tees it up with the Hoosiers of Indiana.
Plenty of families start life on their own in an apartment. And then in time, they're ready for a starter home, a fixer-upper. And before long, they're able to move into their dream home. With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance renters or homeowners policies, our policyholders get affordable coverage every step of the way. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All-around coverage, all around Kentucky.
In a few moments, St. Joseph's top surgeons, nurses, and staff will gather around this table to save the life of a cardiac patient. Their work will be precise. No time for uncertainty. This life-saving work will be done here, in a conference room. This is St. Joseph's Cardiac Quality Improvement Team. Their mission? To make sure that we're doing everything we can to put our patients first. That's what makes us one of the nation's highest-rated heart hospitals.
The signs are everywhere. Electricity is a powerful servant. It lights our homes, powers our industries, and puts thousands of time-saving appliances to work for us. And it does so safely. Year in and year out, national studies find electricity to be the safest energy. But electricity is unforgiving if mishandled, and results can be fatal. Treat electricity with the respect it deserves, and you'll be around to enjoy all the good it offers for a long, long time. Safety first around electricity. Kenergy, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
From Lewisport to Paducah, from Evansville to Clarksville, People Plus provides staffing solutions. People Plus people are working 24/7, keeping business and industry moving ahead and on schedule. People Plus employees are learning new skills and working to improve their lives. People Plus is proud to be a part of a brighter future for our employees, our clients, and our region. With 7 offices throughout Western Kentucky, People Plus can help. You can depend on People Plus. Can we depend on you?
And threatening skies here at Commonwealth Stadium as Kentucky prepares to tee it up with Indiana. Let's check in down on the field with Drew Diener. Drew.
Well, thank you, Rob. Last week it was the heat. This evening it's the rain at Commonwealth Stadium that may be a factor in this game for either team. But whether it's a dry track or a wet track, Kentucky's R2 Spinner has been a dominant running back this year. He's averaging 101 yards per game in the first 2 contests for the Wildcats. Last time out against UTEP, he went over the 100-yard mark for the 4th time in his career, and he figures to have some success tonight. Indiana was very generous against the run last week against Utah, allowed better than 380 yards on the ground, while the Wildcats were rushing for 364 of their own. As these two teams get together tonight, Guy Morris has said he wants to have that 60-40 pass-to-run ratio by the end of the season. But with that kind of success Kentucky has had on the ground, you got to figure we'll see a steady diet of R2 Spinner if things continue to go well. Rob, back to you.
Thank you, Drew. The Hoosiers won last December up in Bloomington. We'll be back with the opening kickoff as Kentucky gets set to meet Indiana here in Commonwealth Stadium.
More and more, Kentucky is turning to CHA Health because access is easier than ever. CHA Health offers one of the largest choices of participating doctors and hospitals in our state, backed by local people who are committed to giving you great service. CHA Health is working every day to support you and your community. If you haven't made the switch to CHA Health, remember,
change skills.
CHA Health, your kind of people, your kind of care.
Ford authorized clearance. Now get incredible 0% financing for 60 months on Ford Explorer. That can mean interest savings over $8,400. Explorer has a smoother ride with a rear independent suspension. Roomier with a full flat 3rd row seat. 0% financing for 60 months. Ford authorized clearance now.
Now at J.D. Byrider, it's 1, 2, 3 drive for $199 down. 1, get a great car. 2, get guaranteed financing. 3, ask about our car care programs that will give you peace of mind. And now you can drive away the same day for only $199 down. The car you need, the financing you need, the protection you need, and the low down payment you need. J.D. Byrider, 1, 2, 3 drive for $199 down.
You get the credit, you get the car.
J.D. Byrider.
At Owensboro Mercy Health System, we know that the birth of a child is one of the most joyous events in a family's life. That's why we've designed the New Life Birthing Center with you in mind, combining the comforts of home, private rooms and baths, along with a highly trained, caring maternity team, so you'll have a relaxed, family-centered birthing experience. Let us help you welcome your baby at the New Life Birthing Center, where we celebrate the miracle of new life each and every day.
Here in Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, it's the annual rivalry between Kentucky and Indiana. And the rain has stopped, but I'll tell you, it came down in buckets about 45 minutes before game time, delaying the start of this game by 25 minutes. And Bill, as Indiana warmed up down on the field, this is what it was like. I'll tell you, this is the heaviest rain I can remember in Lexington in a couple of months.
It's definitely been, and you can see that picture right there kind of tells how the pregame started. The thing I think Kentucky fans are looking for is that the damp weather has not dampened the spirits of this crowd, much less these players at this point.
Yeah, we have close to a capacity crowd here tonight. So the adverse weather, which included not only the rain, but also lightning here around 6:15, 6:20 this evening, it did not scare very many of them off at all. Indiana has won the toss, elected to take the football. The Wildcats will kick off and defend the goal to our left. And Clint Ruth will handle the kickoff chores here tonight, although as far as the extra point and placement is concerned, that'll again be handled by Taylor Begley. Our referee here tonight is Dennis Lipsky, the umpire Carl Britt, the linesman Ed Peters, the line judge Tom Krispinski, the field judge Henry Armstead, the side judges Steve Hassel, the back judge Scott Helverson, and the alternate spin clock operator is Gary J. Rowe. Clint Ruth puts his foot into the ball, and it will come here to Courtney Roby at about the 6-yard line. Comes over the 15, finds some daylight down the sidelines, and is finally driven out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. I believe he got it back to about the 29, where Irvin Flowers, the sophomore from Temple, Texas, drove him out of bounds. Indiana's offensive lineup brought to you by Dodge. Chris Yankee out of Louisville over the ball at center. The tackles are Enoch DeMar and Bobby Brandt. The guards, A.C. Myler and Anthony. In the backfield, John Finozo, Yamar Washington, Courtney Roby, Glenn Johnson, Aaron Holderman. The quarterback, Jabron Hamden, starting his first collegiate game here tonight. Senior out of North Potomac, Maryland. Yamar Washington, the lone running back behind him, and he gets the handoff. And takes it straight up the middle and gets it close to the 35-yard line before he's brought down. And our Dodge defensive lineup for the Wildcats. The front four that has done so well: Otis Grigsby, Dwayne Robertson, Jeremy Caudle, and Vincent Burns. The linebackers, Ronnie Riley and Morris Lane. And in the secondary, David Johnson, Mike Williams, Quintus Cumby, Leonard Barres, and Derek Tatum. The Dodge starting lineup. It is second down, about 4 yards to go. And nowhere to run this time for Washington, as number 33 is collared by Mike Williams, the sophomore out of Tallahassee, Florida, who came up quickly and wrapped him up along with Vincent Burns.
Nice job there of the defensive front of Kentucky there. They were slanting to the strong side, to the tight end, and they took away the hole there, enabling Williams to be in the place when the fullback tried to make the cutback.
Indiana sets in the I formation with the fullback, Pinozo, in front of Yamar Washington. It is 3rd and 4. Hamden diving, trying to get the first down, and let's see where they mark it. Initially, Bill, I thought the linesman came up and marked it just short, but let's see where they place the football.
I think you got it. I don't think they got it from our vantage point, but it's going to be a close one.
Jabron Hamden, the senior quarterback, a redshirt senior in his 5th year, and a big guy, as you can see there. He goes 6'6", 231 pounds.
Wow. Those were basketball players back in the day.
Going to be, what, inches shy here, it would appear. And you can see Jerry DiNardo's come out on the field to see just where they're going to stretch the chain. Six inches. And DiNardo sends his offense back out onto the field. Indiana going to go for it here early, first quarter. 13:31 to go. We're just underway. First possession of the game. And the Hoosiers have it 4th and inches at their own 39-yard line.
Big defensive opportunity here for Kentucky early. Obviously, DiNardo's trying to make a statement. Indiana started their first play, and they doubled Caudle and Robertson. Got about a 6-yard gain. Look for them to do the same thing unless they try to draw them off sides here.
They set in the I formation with Pinozo and Washington right behind the quarterback. Hamden on the quarterback sneak picks up the first down to the 40-yard line.
6'6", it's hard to stop it as long as he keeps that lean going forward.
Tommy Jones started the season at quarterback for Indiana. A senior out of Eaton, Ohio, suffered a concussion last week out west against Utah. Did not practice this week. And now it's up to Hamden, who played the whole second half of the Utah game.
Well, from what he ended up 17 for 34 for the game, 50%. He had some interceptions. That's first game jitters. He would seem to be able to settle in at this game after having some experience last week.
Washington right up the middle on first down. And he picks up about 4 yards to the 45-yard line before he's knocked down by Ronnie Riley, the senior out of San Antonio. Washington is just a freshman. He has not played a lot, out of Houston, Texas, because Brian Lewis, the guy that they were counting on to be their top running back, sprained his right shoulder in the William & Mary game a couple of weeks ago. So Jerry DiNardo and the Hoosiers going with some inexperienced people. Washington, good hole, breaks it into Kentucky territory and down close to the 33-yard line before Leonard Barres finally got him from behind. Now the Hoosiers keeping it on the ground, and they get their first big gain of the night right here.
Little toss sweep right there. You can see they kicked out on on Kentucky's defensive end there. Nice cutback run there and a good effort there by Barres, just hustling to the ball to save a touchdown.
23 yards on the run by Yamar Washington. They've marked it at the 32 of the Wildcats. It is 1st and 10 right there for Indiana. And it's hauled in by Roby. Breaks a tackle and goes down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. Another Indiana first down. Bo Smith, the freshman out of Owensboro, coming up from his cornerback spot, finally got him down.
You can see here, Indiana, from watching film, they know that Kentucky's got that front seven that has been putting some good pressure. Bo Smith misses a tackle. It's just a little quick stop route to get the ball into the receiver's hands and let the athlete make something happen. He did. Smith misses the tackle, kept coming after it. It's a big game for Indiana.
Another Hoosier first down. They've got it at the Kentucky 16. Again, they work out of the eye. And now there's movement along the line, and penalty markers go down. I think it might have been the right offensive tackle of Indiana, Bobby Brandt, but let's see.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Our referee tonight, Dennis Lipsky. And that will move it back now to the 21-yard line. It'll be first down and 15 yards to go.
They took a note from the UTEP book from last week watching film. They're trying to keep that offense, that defensive front four, especially off balance a little bit by changing the cadence early in the game.
Indiana again out of the eye. 19, Courtney Roby in motion. Washington slithers his way down to the 17-yard line, where Ronnie Riley, the senior, came up to make the tackle along with the free safety, Quintus Cumbie.
The big problem right here is you can see that there's too big a hole right here. That missed tackles are coming in here right now. In talking with some of the staff and people close to the team this week, they were concerned that Kentucky was just a little too excited this week, just a little too confident, and they have not had the preparation this week that they've had the last 2 weeks. They thought it might take them a little while to really start to put it together this week.
2nd and 11, the pass knocked down. Quintus Cumbie on the coverage as he got up to bat it away. Intended for Courtney Roby, the sophomore out of Indianapolis. And it'll bring up a big third down play now for the Hoosiers.
Watch right here, they're just running a little slant, something quick again to keep it off, to keep get the ball out of the quarterback's hands early enough before that defensive front of Kentucky has a chance. Cumbie made a good anticipation, jumped in front. That's why it was not a pass interference call there.
They send Roby and Glenn Johnson out to the right on 3rd and 11 from the 17. And he jumped it off just in the nick of time. That was Yamar Washington coming out of the backfield, but Dwayne Robertson was the guy who had the pressure on him, and the big guy out of Memphis was really coming.
And here's what happens when you give that defensive front of Kentucky at this point some time. You have Robertson. They did a little stunt on the left side. He got a little crease, turned his shoulders to get through there, put too much pressure too early, and forced Indiana to throw the ball when they weren't quite ready there by Jim.
So we'll have the field goal attempt now to be spotted down at the 24-yard line, and Brian Robertson, a sophomore out of Seymour, Indiana, a 34-yard field goal. And it is no good. It is wide. Robertson, who had made 1 of 2 on the season, is now 1 of 3. 10:47 to go in the first quarter, and we remain scoreless. Indiana nothing, Kentucky nothing.
For more than 60 years, we've enjoyed being a part of people's lives. Now, we're a part of yours. We're Alltel, your new local phone company. Alltel, are you connected?
Before bad things happen, call Keeney, the only Kentucky name in workers' compensation. Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance, making workers' comp work.
$49 down delivers anything on the lot. That's right, at Kelly's Northside Chevy, $49 down can get you any car on the lot. New cars, used cars, any car on the lot. Only $49 down delivers. Over 300 cars in stock to choose from for only $49 down. A new Chevy Trailblazer, $49 down. Pontiac Grand Am, just $49 down. Chevy Impala's $49 down. You give Kelly's Northside Chevy $49 down and drive away with a car of your dreams. Only at Kelly's Northside Chevrolet, corner of Diamond and Heidelbach, Evansville.
With all due respect to the information highway, it's the asphalt highway that keeps America moving. Which is why Chevron offers not just lubes, but some smart solutions, too. Tools like Maintenance Manager, our specialized fleet software to help you reduce costs. We offer seminars for mechanics, emergency lube deliveries. Hey, if the trucks stop, America stops. Chevron, we know your world.
Our next broadcast will come your way next Saturday, September 21st, as the Wildcats will once again be at home to host the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee. All the action here at Commonwealth Stadium. Check your local listings for all the action and the time in your area right here on the UK Television Network. And, Bill, that should be a good one. Middle Tennessee taking on, what, 4 SEC teams right at the start of the year?
And they've got an extra week to prepare for Kentucky. They're not playing this week.
Wildcats on first down from their 20-yard line. Jared Lorenzen wasting no time going to the air, and he's got Derek Abney, who's driven out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Dwayne Stone over there to drive him out of bounds. And our Dodge starting lineups for the Wildcat offense. Nick Seitz over the ball at center. He's got Matt Huff and Jason Rollins on his left. Keith Chatelaine and Antonio Hall on his right. Artus Pinner, the running back. Abney, Sims, Tommy Cook. The receivers, Chase Harp, the tight ends. They marked it at the 26-yard line. It's second down and 4 yards to go. Mike Campe coming to the Kentucky backfield. This is Pinner. Straight up the middle, gets a yard, but that's about all. And our Dodge starting lineups for the Indiana defense, as you saw Jody Clemens make the stop on that play, the defensive end out of Lansing, Michigan. Derek Barnett is the other end. The tackles, Chris Dielman, who's moved from his tight end position, and Russ Richardson. The linebackers, Jones, Lapostole, Jones, Gonzalez, Carter, and Watson in the secondary. Wildcats have it 3rd and 2, and some movement here as they come up to the line and snap the football.
Looks like Jared Lorenzen went to school a little bit off of UTEP last week also, and they've obviously looked around and said, hey, from a little watching game film, that Indiana is going to also try to put pressure. Let's keep them off balance early and be able to let us do what we want.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense. Five-yard penalty. The penalty result, first down.
The nose tackle, Russ Richardson, a freshman from Phoenix, Arizona, was the man who jumped, and it will give the Wildcats a first down up at their own 33-yard line. In case you've just joined us, we're in the first quarter with about 10 minutes to go. Indiana moved the ball 54 yards, came up empty-handed right at the start as the Hoosiers missed a field goal. Now Kentucky's posted its first down of the night. Cats have it 1st and 10 at their 33, and here's Pinner trying to find running room, and again finds the running tough going as he brings it up to about the 36, brought down by Hernandez Jones, the senior out of Louisville. A number of Kentucky players on this Indiana roster, most of them from the city of Louisville, and Hernandez Jones is one out of Iroquois High School.
See right here, Lorenzen just checked to a little sprint draw. Indiana had a nice bubble, which I call a bubble. It's a vacancy, and that's where you want to run it anytime you have a chance.
Ernest Sims, and he's got a Kentucky first down, driven out of bounds at the far side of the field. Little swing pass from Lorenzen to Sims.
A little flanker screen out there where they want to run it. They want to keep it outside. It's just a little screen behind the line of scrimmage. He just drops back a little bit, has Boone out in front, getting a little block for him there, gives him enough room to get the first down.
They mark it just shy of the 45-yard line. Let's call it the 44. The Wildcats have it 1st down and 10 yards to go. So Kentucky's offense has taken the field and come out and posted a couple of quick first downs. Sims takes the pitch and crosses the 50 and down into Indiana territory just across the 49-yard line. Gain of about 6-7 yards. Kyle Killian, the linebacker, coming up to make the stop, along with Damian Jones, the cornerback.
Don't know if anybody was paying attention before the snap. Sims lined up in the tailback position. He took Artuz Penner's spot, and they're trying to put the ball in the hands, Rob, and that's what they want to do, of the athletes. I mean, give it to Sims. They want to get him more touches and let him be able to use that speed he has.
They mark it at the Hoosier 48. Kentucky and Indiana territory for the first time. It's 2nd down and 2. Penner on the pitch, and he turns the corner, breaks a tackle, and takes it inside the 40-yard line down to about the 38. Hernandez Jones drove him out of bounds. Artuz Penner, he had 87 yards in the opener against Louisville, came back with a day of better than 100 yards last week.
Well, you can see Campy there. You can see Abney out in front. You can see Drobny. All they did was do a little sweep to the left and let Penner do the rest with his running ability.
Another first down for Kentucky. It's at the Indiana 37, 1st and 10 with 8:30 left to go in the first quarter. We have no score in the game. Wide receivers split to each side of the field as Lorenzen gives it to Penner, and he finds room inside the 30. That's another Wildcat first down as he's driven out of bounds at the far side of the field. Artuz Penner getting the call repeatedly here, and another big gain.
Good job there of Lorenzen. What you're seeing is a maturing quarterback that's comfortable with an offensive system. That time Indiana went to what they called 2 deep. They put 2 safeties in the middle of the field. They put 2 cornerbacks up. They wanted to do that to take the pressure for any kind of sweep. Jared looked up and saw him spread out on the field, so he audibled to the sprint draw inside. Penner took it inside where the hole was and bounced it back out for a big gainer. Great job in recognition of Lorenzen there and seeing what was available.
Penner again on 1st and 10 from the 27, and he cracks it inside the 25-yard line down to about the 23. John Kerr came up to make the tackle along with the strong safety, Joe Gonzalez. Wildcats began this drive back at their own 20-yard line, and they have now marched it to the Indiana 23 where they have it 2nd down and 6 yards to go. They've just announced here that it is a sellout at Commonwealth Stadium, the first sellout of the season, capacity crowd for this annual matchup between Kentucky and Indiana. Penner breaking it to the outside. Inside the 15, diving forward to the 13-yard line. Damian Jones, the cornerback, a freshman out of Houston, Texas, made the tackle. It is another Kentucky first down.
What a good job here. They're just running a sprint draw, and you can see in the background there where Sims is coming around faking the reverse. They do that to be able to sit and hold the linebacker so that the pursuit does not keep coming to where the sprint draw is. Good job of play calling right now on this offensive side of the ball for Kentucky.
Call the line of scrimmage, the 12-yard line. Penner, the lone, set back behind Lorenzen, throwing to the end zone for Boone. Touchdown! '12-yard touchdown pass from Jared Lorenzen to Aaron Boone.
You can tell they've done this a few times. All they're going to do is just run the fade. Boone pushes inside, gives himself enough room to throw the ball outside. Jared just needs to throw it out there, and Boone make the catch, and that's exactly what they did.
Boone gets his 3rd catch of the season, his 2nd touchdown catch. He had one last weekend against Texas El Paso. Taylor Begley, the freshman from Danville, now on to attempt the conversion. And Kentucky has drawn first blood here in Lexington. We got 7 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And the Wildcats have broken on top, 7-0 over Indiana.
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR on every 2003 Chevy truck. That's one solid deal on every 2003 Avalanche, Trailblazer, S10, Suburban, and Tahoe. Get in for 0% on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. New 2003 Chevys, 0% APR at your local Chevy dealer.
I've worked for Speedway in Kentucky for 16 years.
I've lived in Kentucky all my life, and now I manage the Speedway in my hometown.
Best part of my job is making people happy.
I love what I do, and I love to see my customers smile.
I'm real proud of what we do here in Kentucky, and I challenge anyone to do it better than we do.
Speedway is Kentucky proud and proud to support University of Kentucky football.
We're on your way, the convenience stores of Speedway.
Hello?
Hi, I need to speak to the lady of the house, Mrs. Bowen, please.
Speaking.
No, I need the lady of the house, Mrs. Bowen. She's there, right?
It's me. I'm Mrs. Bowen.
Come on, I need Mrs. Bowen.
When you're not feeling well, rely on Medical Center Pharmacy for prescriptions and free delivery. For personal, prompt service and free delivery, count on Guy Rice and Medical Center Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy.
When you are in need of a healing touch, when you need the best care in the region.
This is where I want to be.
With people who have devoted their lives to health and wellness, and with the most advanced life-saving technology available.
This is where I want to be to help you.
To help you live healthier and stay strong.
To offer hope.
This is where we want to be.
Right here.
Where you need us.
Owensboro Mercy Health System, your champion for a healthy life.
Welcome back to Commonwealth Stadium, and the fans here in Lexington are happy. And we take another look at the good throw here by Jared Lorenzen to Aaron Boone.
Again, they just run the little fades. All they want. It's a mismatch there. Boone gave a little step inside and was able to sit and get number 42 there out of get his feet tangled up inside. Just drop the ball over top, and you got the fade. That's exactly what they want. They'll take that mismatch all day, Rob. In talking with the staff this week, they were really thought that they could make some things happen. I wouldn't say looking forward to, but they thought they could make some things happen with this IU secondary. They want to run a 3 deep predominantly, but they think that they can get some things early, and that's what it would appear at this point in watching the way they started this first drive.
7th touchdown pass of the season for Jared Lorenzen. And now Clint Ruth will kick off with 7:17 to go here in the first quarter, and Kentucky out to a 7-0 lead. Some of them got wet here about 45 minutes before the ball game, but I tell you, they have jam-packed in here to Commonwealth Stadium tonight. Let's go down on the field to Drew Diener. Drew?
Well, thank you, Rob. You know, when Indiana comes back on the field this time, Jabron Hampton is a quarterback. However, the backup situation is a little bit dicey. Tommy Jones, who started the season at quarterback for Indiana, did not even make the trip because he did not practice on Wednesday. So there'll be a couple of freshmen in backup roles if Jabron Hampton should get knocked out of this game. Alan Webb and Graham McFarland, both true freshmen, should Jabron Hampton get knocked out. The Kentucky banged up Dave Ragone, so that's certainly a possibility.
Here's the kick by Ruth. Courtney Roby to the near side. A.C. Carter to the far side. The kick is short. And it's fallen on by John Pinozo, their starting fullback, who is on the kickoff return team, the freshman from Brooklyn, New York. And Indiana here will not have very good field position with which to work. Scoring drive for the Wildcats, 10 plays, 80 yards, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. And a 12-yard touchdown pass from Lorenzen to Boone. 7-0 Kentucky, as Indiana now will take over at its own 15-yard line. Hoosiers moved the ball well the first time they had it, a 54-yard drive that ended in a missed field goal by Brian Robertson. Yamar Washington, the running back, did the bulk of the work. Again, they set in the eye with Pinozo and Washington. Dwayne Robertson missed him, and Hamden, running for his life, comes across the 20-yard line. Ronnie Riley came up and leveled a hit on him.
Nice job here of the Kentucky defense. Look, Robertson getting through and shaking off of them. Good play there, athleticism by Jabron, but watch the hustle here of the Kentucky defense continuing to come to the ball. Riley had tackled the tailback on the way through on the play action and still came back and made the play.
Hamden turned it into a 6-yard gain from the 21, 2nd down and 4. Washington right up the middle, and he finds running room. Mike like he did on the first drive of the night. That's an Indiana first down as he comes up to the 29-yard line where Otis Grigsby and Morris Lane made the tackle.
Just a little sprint draw, just a little isolation inside, and you can see right there Williams got caught inside a little bit. Lane's there waiting on it, but he was getting blocked a little bit and got chipped up on and was still able to get his arm in there and help bring him down.
First and 10 from the 29. They send Roby out to the right. And Glenn Johnson comes here to the near side of the field. Johnson, their leading receiver, caught 10 balls last weekend against Utah. Washington breaks the tackle and does well to get it up to the 30-yard line. Sweet Pea Burns coming up to make the stop, the sophomore out of Lake Park, Georgia.
And that play was made possible by Claude Segal. You can watch right here. Watch on the top of your screen. Watch 31. He's taking on the tight end right there. He gets underneath of him, sticks him, holding on. Here comes the rest of the cavalry. Good job by Segal of keeping his outside shoulder free and getting his arms in there.
Gain is just a yard. It's at the 30. Second down, 9 yards to go. And a quick first quarter. 5.5 minutes left in this first period. Hamden incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Aaron Holderman, sophomore out of Greenwood, Indiana. Caught a couple of passes here in the early season. Did not catch one last weekend against Utah. It will bring up 3rd and long, 3rd down and 9.
Big guy there trying to get it to, working on Williams early there, looked like, Rob.
And you can hear this capacity crowd coming to life and urging on the Wildcat defense. 3rd and 9 from the 30. Intercepted. Picked off by Irvin Flowers. A sophomore out of Temple, Texas, and a Kentucky player is down on the field, back down around the 20-yard line. Looks like it's Claude Segal. We get another look at it here. Irvin Flowers gets the pick.
Great play there by Flowers. All they did was converge. Indiana tried to do a little sprint out to get out of the pocket a little bit. He broke containment, and that was what looks like happened. Segal was getting blocked out there, and it looked like they ended up in some type of daggone tug match here. And I don't know if we can see it on the replay. Watch right here on your left-hand side. There's Segal there. He's blocking back. You see the end of it there on the throw. You could see as he just came across, and it's hard to tell what had happened. It looked like his hand, I don't know if it was his wrist or something got caught in there, Rob, or what, but great play there by Flowers, breaking on the ball and just using his hands to come in there and make the play.
You can see the concern there on the face of Coach Guy Morris as number 31 is still down on the field on his knees. Claude Segal, sophomore out of Evanston, Illinois. Native of Haiti, who moved to the United States when he was just 2 years old.
Kind of injury you just hate to see something like that happen. It's well after the fact. The ball's thrown, the play's way gone, and guys are just banging around on each other.
We'd like to remind you to stay tuned for the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield halftime show, where we'll be breaking down all the first half action with highlights and analysis. That's the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield halftime show right here on the UK television network. Now, it's good to see Claude Segal get to his feet and come off here under his own power, along with head trainer Jim Madaleno there.
Can't tell if he just had his wind knocked out of him or he's holding that shoulder a little bit there. I would not be surprised to see Kentucky go right after this one here, Rob, and try to go for the jugular quick.
Well, following the interception by Irvin Flowers, they have it at the Hoosier 39-yard line. Lorenzen out of the shotgun as Tommy Cook comes in motion. Cook dropped the football, incomplete. Looked like he just started to run with it a little bit before he had it in his hands, and it falls incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
I wish he had that one back. You always want to rather have a 2nd and 3 than a 2nd and 10. And I tell you that I've been really impressed so far with this first drive that Kentucky had, Rob. And now starting off, they seem like they're really getting into a rhythm offensively that they got into at the end of last year, and obviously in the UTEP game really got into it.
Out of the eye now with Mike Camphay resetting. Pinner. Bounce just off the back of one of his blockers and now is ridden out of bounds hard over at the far side of the field by Herlandez Jones. Herlandez Jones out of Iroquois High School in Louisville. He's actually a top running back prospect coming out of high school. He broke Sean Alexander's stake record for yards per game rushing average when he was at Iroquois. Checking down on the field now with Drew Diener. Drew?
Well, Klotzigow just got the wind knocked out of him. He jumped up in the air and was pile drived essentially into the ground. He should be back in this game as soon as he's ready.
Thank you, Drew. Big third down play here from the Indiana 40. It's 3rd down and 11. Lorenzen out of the shotgun. Oh, what a throw by Lorenzen, and caught down to the 26-yard line for a Kentucky first down by Derek Abney. First down, Wildcats. Antonio Watson, the quarterback, was right there with him, but watch Lorenzen gun this ball.
Watch Abney. He doesn't have a choice to catch us. All he does is open the bread basket and zoop, there it is. Great catch by Abney and a good job of Lorenzen. A great field awareness there of Abney of knowing where the first down marker was. He got it by about a yard, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, good job by Abney to latch a hold of that one and pull it down. As Lorenzen pulled back and really fired a bullet. It's at the Indiana 26, 1st and 10. Pinner on what looks like a busted play. White shirts in front of him. And he'll take a loss of a yard or two as Antonio Watson is over there to drive him out of bounds here at the near side of the field.
That was the double deuce's fault. He's sitting there pointing at himself. He went the wrong way. Got the call wrong. Artus and they were making up for it after the play. I don't know if we couldn't see it there, but he's pointing at himself and saying, hey, that's my bad, guys.
It's back to the 27-yard line where it's 1st down, 2nd down now, and 11 yards to go. 4:23 to go here, first quarter. Kentucky leading 7-0 and threatening to get more. Lorenzen. And he'll be sacked back the other side of the 35-yard line, and the penalty markers come down. Jody Clemens, the defensive end, may have been the Hoosier who came in and delivered a late hit here.
Good defensive coverage there, but secondary sack right there, and Jared's just trying to get upfield and get what he can. Just nothing there.
Yeah, it looked like it was 99 the other end. Derek Barnett, who came in late.
Sometimes those things are not that bad. Jared seems to be fine. I tell you, watch for the big guy to get angry here and really start making things even happen more than he
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, what a big penalty against Indiana, Bill, after they had a sack all the way back at the 35, and the fans here at Commonwealth Stadium now starting to don the rain gear as the rain is coming down. But a huge penalty against Indiana, which will take it down now to the 14-yard line. I beg your pardon, the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats right there at the Indiana 19. Pinner. Good run. All the way to the Hoosier 12. Picks up about 7 yards before he's knocked down. Kyle Killian, the linebacker, comes up to make the stop.
Look right here at your screen. You can see Huff out there. You can see Rollins out there in sights. Good job of the Kentucky offensive line just pushing that defensive front of Indiana with the flow, and then Pinner recognized it and hitting the cutback.
From the 12, it is 2nd down and 3 for Kentucky. Wildcats trying to add to a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. Again, they give it to Pinner. Finds a hole, busts his way inside the 10, and he picks up the first down. Herlandez Jones, the linebacker, came up to make the tackle along with Ron Bethel, another youngster out of Louisville, Kentucky. But it's a Kentucky first down, and it will be 1st and goal down at the 7-yard line. And Herlandez Jones is getting up slowly.
They just ran a little isolation play right over the top of Chatelaine there.
Timeout.
Took it right over Chatelaine. Sylvester Miller, Nick Seitz. They led Campy in on the fullback. All R2 spinner needed to do was follow him up in there, and that's what they did. They got a 4-yard gain, and bigger than that, they got a first down, Rob.
Well, this is something that Jerry DiNardo doesn't need, and you can see Hernandez Jones reaching back towards his right leg. He's their leading tackler, Bill. And they have already lost Tommy Jones, their starting quarterback, who went out with a concussion. And, of course, Brian Lewis, who's out with sprained right shoulder in the William and Mary game. They were counting on him to be certainly a key factor in their backfield. And now one of their top defensive performers, Hernandez Jones, is down. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we will be selecting the Ashland Oil Player of the Game. Ashland will donate $250 in that player's name to the Kentucky Special Olympics. The Ashland Player of the Game. Well, back down on the field here at Commonwealth Stadium, Hernandez Jones has yet to get up. Let's check in with Drew Diener down on the field. Drew?
Well, Rob, we certainly off in the distance have seen perhaps some glimpses of lightning. One thing that's interesting, if they do have to delay this game, the men officiating certainly have some experience in this matter. Dennis Lipsky, who was a referee for this game, and 3 other members of this crew were on the very same crew that officiated the Kentucky-Louisville game that was delayed by lightning a couple of years ago. So you certainly know how these things are supposed to work.
Thank you, Drew. First down and goal at the Indiana 7-yard line as the Wildcats come up. Pinner breaking into the outside. Touchdown. Penalty marker dropped back at the 10-yard line. Let's wait and see now what this is. R2 Pinner found plenty of running room to the far side of the field. It will come back.
It's in that area you never like to see it. It's right down there in that line, and somebody must have gotten outside on some cloth right there. It looks like they might have gotten sights inside. It was a takedown.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
A moment ago, we had a huge penalty against the Hoosiers, which gave Kentucky a first down to the 19-yard line, and now a big one against Guy Morris's team. As it will come back to the 17 on the 10-yard holding penalty and be first and goal from the Indiana 17. Sylvester Miller has gone in it. Offensive right tackle for the Cats. Little lightning in the distance, drawing a reaction from this capacity crowd. Lorenzen. Ernest Sims down the sideline. And knocked down just shy of the goal line.
I think they're going to mark him back a little bit or somewhere around that 8 or 9 yard line.
He stepped out before he got to the 5 and then fought his way forward. I think it'll be at about the 8.
See if you can watch it right here. You can see Ernest is just sitting in the flat right there. He caught him out of bounds there. Good hustle, though, by Sims and just staying after it there, just about a half of a foot there, and he's down to about the 2-yard line. I think Kentucky's trying to hustle and get this in case they delay this game.
We just had another flash of lightning in the distance. It is second down and goal at the 7-yard line.
Timeout.
And we're going to have timeout called by the Wildcats here with 2:30 left to go in the first quarter. Timeout, Kentucky. Jared Lorenzen will take a moment here to come to the sidelines and talk things over with Guy Morris. You see Brent Peace there on the right side of your screen with the UK cap on. And we have a moment to remind you to call in and talk with the head coach himself, Guy Morris, and the voice of the Wildcats, Tom Leach. They'll be on the air every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time on the University of Kentucky Television Network. The Guy Morris Show on the UK Radio Network, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern.
You know what I'm impressed with right now, Rob, with this offense is that the savvy, they're showing so much poise right now, and taking the time out to think about it a little bit in this scoring position and not knowing where it is. And I'm as impressed as I've been in a long time with them, and I think what we're seeing by when I say that is they're grasping an understanding of this offense. It's only the second year, and basically this is their 13th game or 14th game that they've done this offense. So Well, it would appear that they're starting to understand it a little bit.
Jared Lorenzen said this week that coming into this season, even though he really brought the offense around in the second half of last year, he felt like he still had something to prove.
Well, you know, and that's a great sign of maturity when he can say that. Say, you know, I'm not done learning. I've got more to do. That's as a coach, you love to hear that about you guys.
Key situation for the Wildcats right here with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. They have it 2nd and goal at the Indiana 7. Kentucky threatening to go up 14-0. Abney split out to the left. They send Tommy Cook here to the right. Pinner, the lone set back behind Lorenzen. Pinner. Touchdown. And Jared Lorenzen just laid it right out there for him perfectly. Artus Pinner goes into the end zone untouched, and the Wildcats have gone out in front 13-0.
You can see right there on the replay on the left side of your screen, it went pretty quick, but you can see a flash of a lot of white jerseys. Indiana was blitzing. Kentucky came out with 2 tight ends, 2 wideouts, and just Pinner in the backfield. We'll call an ace backfield. Kentucky let them come on and blitz. Jared just went ahead and gave a little ground like you do on a screen, dropped it over top, and let Pinner do the rest.
Taylor Bigley on to attempt the conversion, and it is through the upright. Artus Pinner picks up his 3rd touchdown of the season, and the Wildcats have now moved out to a 14-0 lead.
Well, I'll tell you the big thing right here again is that I don't know if I'm making it clear enough, but sometimes I wonder about it, but to see the execution right now, you talked about Jared saying at the end of last year how they came on and they needed to improve some, and in the Louisville game they got a little better. Last week they did better, and again here starting this game they're getting better. So if they can keep this offense and continue the execution week in and week out like they're doing and get to play the defense, there's going to be some exciting, it could be a great year for the Wildcats.
We'd like to remind you that for every field goal made in today's game, Whitaker Bank will donate $50 to the UK Library Fund. $50 to the UK Library Fund for every field goal made in today's game from Whitaker Bank. Clint Ruth teeing it up at the 35-yard line. And they will send Roby back along with A.C. Carter. Carter's going to go to the far side of the field, and Roby comes here to the near side of the field. 14-0 Wildcats with 2:24 now left to go in this first quarter. Big kick near side of the field, and Roby did not step out. Down the sidelines, over the 20, comes up to about the 21-22-yard line before he's met by a host of blue shirts. Bo Smith leading the way. Dustin Williams, number 59, the freshman out of Shanahan, Illinois, and he came close here to stepping out. You'll see it right here, Bill.
Great kick by Ruth. They're just trying to pin him in the corner. Obviously, they've seen something on film, and they respect Indiana's ability to return kickoffs, and they put him down here. Just a huge, big play here by Clay to be able to get upfield and get it outside the 20-yard line.
Hamden throwing deep. Roby hauled down to the 13-yard line. Courtney Roby was out there, and he was open. And Leonard Barres was the man that he got a step on, and I tell you, a well-thrown ball by Jabron Hamden.
That is textbook. If you've ever seen play action and you've seen it done the right way, this is it. Watch the fake. Great fake. Jabron steps back, lets it go high, lets it just drop right into the basket for Roby there. Perez was there. He only had a step on him. Just a perfect pass and catch by Indiana. Great execution there by the Indiana offense.
53 yards on the play, Bill, and they have marked it all the way down to the 10-yard line. So they gave him a little bit of a slide there, and it's goal to go. Canozo now joins Chris Taylor in the Hoosier backfield. Not much running room this time. Taylor trying to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage, but Vincent Burns grabs a hold of him along with Mike Williams coming up from his safety spot.
Big play there by Tayo Agaboki. He's sitting on the defensive end outside the end there, and he comes in and takes on the fullback and blows the play up. Turned it back inside to where Kentucky's pursuit was coming from.
Loss of a yard back to the 11. It is second and goal at the 11-yard line. Tyke Spencer in motion to the near side of the field. Here's Hamden to throw. Incomplete, and he had Glenn Johnson open there in the end zone. Glenn Johnson, the leading receiver on this Hoosier team, with 14 catches coming in here tonight for 218 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Scary play there. Johnson's all the way to the left of your screen. He just keeps working back across. And there's some confusion there because Tatum and Cumbie, after the play ended right here, are looking at each other as to who's going to have it. Cumbie's the safety. Tatum was expecting him to be still back there and pick up. Cumbie had gotten caught up inside in some of the wash when Jabron had rolled out of the pocket.
Third and goal now from the 11-yard line. Hamden under pressure and loose ball. Mike Williams had the initial heat on him, and Jeremy Caudle has recovered the fumble. Mike Williams came in and had all kinds of pressure on him, and the ball came loose. And was it Vincent Burns who recovered?
Sweet Pea Burns. Johnny on the spot.
Time out on the field as time expires here in the first quarter with Kentucky leading Indiana 14-0.
I can feel the joy all around. Each generation has found they've got their own understand. Don't play it out. You've got your own kind of groove, and you can't sleep, get your mood. I think that leave you can lose. So shout it out. To think young.
Ford authorized clearance. Now get incredible 0% financing for 60 months on Ford Explorer. That can mean interest savings over $8,400. Explorer has a smoother ride with a rear independent suspension. Roomier with a full flat third row seat. 0% financing for 60 months. Ford authorized clearance now.
I'm Lim Evans. Here at B.F. Evans Ford, our sales and service team has excelled in customer satisfaction, winning Ford's prestigious President's Awards 4 years running because of the kind things our customers have said about us.
You know, anytime it comes up in conversation, we're up front with other people about the quality of the service that we've gotten here at B.F. Evans Ford.
We've purchased or leased about 70 vehicles over the years from B.F. Evans Ford. We're obviously a satisfied customer.
Come see one of our friendly staff at B.F. Evans Ford, Highway 431 North in Livermore, Kentucky. Ohio County Hospital, where close-to-home treatment is a way of life for everyone. Where state-of-the-art technology blends with excellent primary care, helping our community grow healthier, with an extremely low patient-to-nurse ratio to receive the personal attention you need. Yet at the heart of it all is our commitment to provide safe and compassionate care. You'll notice that right away. Where? Where you're always special. Ohio County Hospital, Hartford, Kentucky, caring for your health.
And it's time now for the Kentucky Farm Bureau all-around coverage defensive play of the game. And it happened just a moment ago. Pressure here on Jabron Hamden.
Look here, Williams coming in. We talked about him in the pregame where he always has his nose around the ball. There he gets in, strips Jabron of the ball, and there's Burns sitting there waiting to be able to pick the ball up for the recovery. Big play there by Williams, and Sweet Pea Burns in the right place at the right time, too.
And the Indiana drive is halted. On the final play of the first quarter, we begin the second quarter here at Commonwealth Stadium with Kentucky leading 14-0, and a swing pass here to Aaron Boone, and he finds running room and comes all the way across the 40-yard line. A.C. Carter drove him out of bounds along with Orlandis Jones, who has returned to the game. But a big gain here on first down.
Watch outside here. Watch Cook up there. He's got pressure. He's got his hold. He's got a little hold there. There's always a little jersey being grabbed. He kept enough pressure there to allow Boone to jump inside and pick up 20-plus yards. Big play there off of just a little screen pass.
22-yard gain up to the 41. First and 10 for the Cats here. Early second quarter with Kentucky leading 14-0. Pinner. Hit right at the line of scrimmage, and I think he did well to get back to the 41-yard line. Jeremy Belcher, the senior nose tackle out of Martinsville, Indiana, on the stop for the Hoosiers. Bring up second down, call it no gain on the play, second down, 10 yards to go.
Kentucky offense can take the ball down the field here and put it in the end zone again, or at least get some points. This Indiana defense is going to be scratching its head awfully early.
This time, Lorenzen out of the gun with Pinner standing right next to him. On the draw, Pinner makes his way up to about the 45-yard line, but that's all. Hernandez Jones on the stop for Indiana. And it will bring up a third down play for the Wildcats with excellent field position here as they would like to continue this drive.
I can't point out enough the ability right now of Lorenzen to have his field recognition. IU came out that time with a 6 defensive backs, not a nickel, a dime they call it. That spread, Kentucky spread the field. They took it inside where all the gaps are and got a big 4 or 5 yard gain.
Tommy Cook here in motion to the near side of the field. And down goes Lorenzen back inside the 35-yard line. Simply kept looking for a receiver, and finally ran out of time. Joe Gonzalez, the strong safety, the first man here to get to him.
You can see him coming right there, and Pinner blocks him. He hits him in his knees. He goes down. To Gonzalez's credit, he keeps coming, and he was on a safety blitz. He keeps coming and brings it and is able to take Lorenzen down because of great coverage by the IU secondary.
Sets up a punting situation. Glenn Pakalak punted away for the first time tonight. Penalty marker goes down. Glenn Johnson racing to the far side of the field will not get an opportunity to return this one.
I think it might be that illegal substitution now, the way they've changed that rule. I'm not sure, but with Williams coming on so late, they tied it to where they need them all to be able to be seen at one time.
And it is, Bill. I think you're right on. Illegal procedure against the Wildcats, and they will bring this one back. And you can see in the lights here at Commonwealth Stadium, the rain again now starting to fall.
Formations on the kicking team. Only 6 on the line. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. 4th down.
So it'll move the football back 5 yards. And the line of scrimmage will now be the 29-yard line, and Pakalak will have to stand back at his own 15. And the rain now falling harder and harder. Low snap, but no rush. And Pakalak does a good job to get it away. Glenn Johnson. And Mike Williams was down too close to him. And Williams, I think, got hit in the face. He looks like he's all right. I think he was just upset with himself.
He might have taken a finger in the face at best, but I agree with you. I think he's just a little upset that he overran the play a little there. Got just a little too close. Let's see if we can see it here in just a second after they make this call.
Kick catch interference on the kicking team. 2-yard radius, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, 1st down.
They give them a 2-yard, what they call a halo effect. You got to have 2 yards around you. They want to make sure the guys don't get blown up and put them in a bad position there to get hurt. And it's a good rule. Mike Williams wasn't trying to hurt him. He just overran it.
Well, the Hoosiers get it with excellent field position at their own 42, trailing in the game 14-0 here with 12:26 left to go in the second quarter. And it looks like the Wildcats jumped where they pulled off.
They jumped. It looked like Ellery Moore, number 99, was one of the first ones up there to be jumping.
So another penalty, and Bill, we have seen a bunch of them here in the opening moments of this second quarter.
Yes, we have.
Offside, defense. Defensive player within a neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
See right there, that's Moore. He jumps, he holds it. Hard count again. He can't do it on the third snap. He did, though, and Moore got caught in right there in the neutral zone. Good job of the IU offense, especially Braun changing his cadence.
Well, it gives Indiana 1st and 5 now from its own 47. And they keep it on the ground to Yamar Washington, who's back at the running back spot. Brought down by Morris Lane, Kentucky's inside linebacker, as Washington fights his way close to midfield, still going to be a couple of yards shy of an Indiana first down. They mark it now at the 49-yard line, so make it second down and 3 yards to go. Raining harder and harder now at the moment. Out of the I formation, they keep it on the ground. They've got the first down and more. Washington busts it into Kentucky territory and down inside the 40. Travis Atwell came up from his free safety spot to make the tackle.
Typical DiNardo play. Isolation, pulled the tackle around and kicked out, led the fullback inside on the linebacker. He did it at Vanderbilt. He did it at LSU. He wants to have a good established running game. Good job of execution there of the IU offensive front.
13-yard gain down to the Kentucky 38 as we just had another flash of lightning here at Commonwealth Stadium. And now a mix-up in the Indiana backfield, and it's going to cost them. Mix-up on the handoff between Hamden and Washington, and Sweet Pea Burns was all over it. Let's go down to the field to Drew Diener, who's trying to stay dry.
Drew Diener in the dew down here on the field, Rob, and it has rained as hard as it has at any point during this game, and there is lightning off in the distance. The explanation I got before the game was as soon as they see lightning, they have to delay the game, which they did around kickoff, but we're seeing plenty in the distance, but so far, no delay of this game.
Thank you, Drew. It is second down and 12 now. The loss back to the 40. Hamden dumps this one off. He was under pressure and simply slammed that one into the ground.
Trying to set up the screen into the boundary. Lane's sitting out there waiting on it. Everybody's looking for it. Watch right here. Watch the top of your screen here. Hamden going back. You can see the offensive lineman to the right of your screen there releasing. Nothing there. Nobody there. Lane sitting out there and the rest of the UK secondary.
And it will bring up a big third down play for Indiana. Third down, 12 yards to go from the Wildcat 40. Johnson out to the left. Roby comes here to the right along with Tyke Spencer. Tight end in motion. Caught by Roby and a great catch for an Indiana first down inside the 25 down to the 22. Claude Segal makes the tackle, but how about the grab by Courtney Roby, the sophomore out of Indianapolis?
Great job of good concentration here by Roby. Watch the ball here. It's going to be thrown a little behind him. Stops, one-hands it, keeps it in the air long enough to get his other hand around to make the catch. Then a good 10 yards run after the catch there. Good job there, Roby.
18 yards on the gain down to the 22-yard line. Indiana keeps it on the ground. Yamar Washington busts it inside the 20 and battling for yardage. Quentis Cumby finally knocks him down to the turf.
And when you have your safety, Rob, making the tackle, that is not what you want to see as a Kentucky fan. That means that everybody up front's getting blocked, and the running back is getting into the third line of defense, which is the last line of defense, and that's your safety. You can see Cumby right there coming up and finishing off the tackle.
Second down and 5 yards to go. Hoosiers out of the eye here from the 17. Jeremy Caudle leading the way for the Kentucky defense. Again, they give it to Washington, but big number 68 had that one smelled out.
Hey, you got a shoulder inside, got a little crease, you got some penetration, and on the defensive line front, the big key for those front four is always penetration. You have to get into the backfield. You want to get into the running backs' running lanes and make them alter their course so they can't hit it on a dead run, and that's what Caudle did right there.
Loss of a yard. It is 3rd down and 6. And this rain-soaked crowd coming to life, urging on the Wildcat defense. Johnson drops it at the 12-yard line. Would have been a Hoosier first down. And would he ever like to have that one back? Slippery football, Bill, and maybe these are the kinds of things that we will see more and more here tonight.
Well, the more Kentucky can score early, the better off they are. I think he just lost control of it there a little bit. They do a pretty good job of keeping these balls dry. They have all this new technology now where they put them in a bag, shake it up, wipe it off, and it's as dry as when you start the game in a dry game.
Brian Robertson now, who missed on his first attempt early in the first quarter, will try another one. Ball spotted down to the 25. It's a 35-yard field goal attempt. It is no good. So Robertson is now 0 for 2 on the night. And just 1 for 4 on the season. Time out on the field with 8:50 left to go until halftime. And the Wildcats continue to lead over Indiana 14-0.
What would you like to eat, Jaden?
Stuffing.
How about some apple?
No.
Cheese? No. How about some yogurt? No, no yogurt.
KU provides some of the lowest rates in the entire nation. At the same time, our customer service levels are second to none. Just a bit of good news that we hope will go down very easy. KU, customers first, energy that lasts.
Good. No.
With the ball coming up, I need to look as healthy as I can. That's why I'm drinking Southern Belle's Good For You low-fat milk with sweet acidophilus plus vitamins and such. And I figure anything that good for you inside has got to be good for your overall complexion. That's why I also bathe in it.
New Southern Belle Good For You milk. It's low-fat, and does it taste good?
You bet your sweet acidophilus.
When I first experienced the numbness in the leg, I thought, how debilitating is this going to be?
When you think you might be missing out on life, MedFirst is here to help.
I love to fish, I love to hunt. Just taking care of your grandkids, picking them up and holding them, something you missed.
MedFirst treats back pain and pain from bulging, herniated, and degenerated discs.
The pain is completely gone, and MedFirst was the reason. The value of that, I don't know how you would measure that. Thank you for helping me and making my life more complete.
Call MedFirst day or night for free information and exams.
I see you chose ProCare Home Health. Good choice.
Come on, Grandma, let's go home.
If you think you or a family member has a potential need for home health, contact ProCare Home Health for a free consultation. Medicare patients should know home health services are covered 100%. Remember, you do have a choice in home health care.
Helping you heal at home.
To find out what the coach thinks about the game, be sure to tune into the Guy Morris Show every Sunday here on the University of Kentucky Television Network. Check your local listings for the time in your area. The Guy Morris Show here on the UK TV Network. And thunder overhead here in Lexington, drawing a strong reaction from this capacity crowd. The Wildcats lead Indiana 14-0 as we welcome you back to Commonwealth Stadium. And Bill, it is pouring right now.
The night of thunder. The Cats are on a roll right now. They're up 14-0 with a little less than 9 minutes left in the second quarter. I think they're trying to decide right now if they're going to delay the game from looking down on the sideline and seeing Morris gathered with some of the referees, if they're going to have to delay it or not.
Well, let's check in down on the field with Drew Diener. Drew?
Well, Rob, that missed field goal keeps the shutout intact, and of course Kentucky hasn't had a shutout since that thrilling 3-0 game back in 1996 against none other than this Indiana ball squad.
Thank you, Drew, as Jared Lorenzen goes out onto the field to direct the Wildcat offense. 14-0 Kentucky here with a long way still to go in this second quarter. And the conference continues here along the sidelines. Now referee Dennis Lipsky will go to the other side of the field and inform Indiana coach Jerry DiNardo of what his intentions are. We have had lightning in the distance, a little more right there.
They're taking them all.
And this game will be delayed. Some of the crowd unhappy with the decision, but there is lightning, there is thunder, there is heavy rain, and the two teams are headed to the locker room. So we have a delay with 8:50 to go second quarter, and Kentucky leading Indiana 14-0.
Why are more Kentuckians turning to CHA Health? Because access is easier than ever. And with our prevention and wellness programs, good health is within your reach. Plus, CHA Health offers one of the largest provider networks in our state. We show our commitment to you by taking service to the next level. If you haven't made the switch to CHA Health, remember,
Change is good.
CHA Health, your kind of people, your kind of care.
For more than 60 years, we've enjoyed being a part of people's lives. Now, we're a part of yours. Stay connected to business associates, friends, and family. Alltel long-distance rates start at 5 cents a minute. Alltel. Are you connected?
With all due respect to the information highway, it's the asphalt highway that keeps America moving. Which is why Chevron offers not just lubes, but some smart solutions, too. Tools like Maintenance Manager, our specialized fleet software to help you reduce costs. We offer seminars for mechanics, emergency lube deliveries. Hey, if the trucks stop, America stops. Chevron, we know your world.
Owensboro Mercy Health System celebrates the men and women who make a difference in our lives, our nurses.
You have to have a calling to do this, or you couldn't do it.
The call to become a nurse is both rewarding and fulfilling.
Our hospital is a community, and in a community, hopefully you have a sense of belonging, a sense of caring, a sense of people who are looking out for each other's best interests.
If you would like to learn more about nursing opportunities, call Owensboro Mercy Health System.
And we welcome you back to Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, where we have had a second delay, which has lasted approximately 30 minutes, coupled with a 25-minute delay to get this game going right at the start. So the total delay time, because of the weather here tonight, right up close to 1 hour. We resume the action with 8:50 to go second quarter. Kentucky has it 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line. Pinner takes the pitch and finds the going rough as he gets it back to the line of scrimmage, but that is about all. Russ Richardson, the nose tackle, leading the way, freshman out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Both teams at this point, Rob, they just want to get out and start back to kind of the way they started the game. You know, just get a feel for it again and try to get back into some type of a rhythm. You got to think they've been off the field 20 minutes anyway. They've got cold, wet, damp gear on. It's going to take them a minute.
Second down and 10 yards to go. The pitch to Pinner. Tries the near side, and he's stripped down to the backfield and thrown for about a 4-yard loss. Erlandis Jones, who has made a ton of hits already in this football game, and we're only about midway through the second quarter, comes up to make the tackle.
Watch him. You can see, watch the left of your screen. He'll come out of nowhere. Boom, there he is. He jumps right through. He saw a hole, an opening. He did a great job there, showed some good lateral movement as well as explosion through the offensive front of Kentucky to be able to get back in there and make a tackle for a loss.
Loss of 3. It is 3rd down, 13. Line of scrimmage now the 17-yard line. Pinner wide open to the near side of the field, slips a tackle, gets it up to the 25, but that's all. He slipped the tackle of Damian Jones, but John Kerr came up to finish him off. Freshman out of Cleveland, Ohio, middle linebacker.
Jared's wanting to go downfield here. Again, Indiana's defense came in with 6 defensive backs, what they call a dime package. He dumps it off to his last guy, Pinner. Pinner does a good job of just picking up what he can.
Glenn Pakalak on to punt for the second time tonight. Penalty marker goes down. Glenn Johnson lets it hit at the 40, and it will roll down inside the Indiana 35-yard line. But we've got a marker down back upfield.
Right on the line of scrimmage is where it was thrown. You're going to have somebody either moving or offside.
Looked like Indiana might have jumped off.
Wow.
Yes, that's the call. Offsides, Indiana. Going to give Kentucky a first down.
Wow. I tell you.
Another huge penalty here against the Hoosiers.
I bet that sideline you can find DiNardo not happy.
Offside.
Look at him right
on the receiving team. 5-yard penalty. The penalty will result in a first down.
Not the way you want to start if you're an IU fan. Exactly what you need there. A little jump start if you're Kentucky's offense.
And to give the Cats a first down at their own 31-yard line, and Lorenzen and the offense stay on the field. Kentucky has scored in this game on a 12-yard pass from Lorenzen to Aaron Boone midway through the first quarter. And a 7-yard pass to Artus Pinner with 2:24 to go first period. 14-0 Kentucky. That's where we stand right now. Lorenzen throwing long down the near side, incomplete. Chris Bernard, junior college transfer out of Mission Viejo, California. The intended receiver, Damian Jones, was back there on the coverage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Good thought process there by Lorenzen. He gets up. Indiana's in their run defense on 1st and 10. He notices, he looks over and sees Jones come up in what we call press coverage. He's about a yard off Bernard. Lorenzen couldn't help but take that shot. He liked the mismatch. He just didn't put it where he needed to be.
3 receivers split out of the right. Lorenzen dumps it off to Pinner. Driven out of bounds at the near side of the field, but not before he comes across the 35-yard line to about the 37, John Kerr. Again over there to drive him out of bounds.
Kentucky sets trips to the right of the screen here. You can't see it. They have the tight end sitting into tight right there. You can see out in front there. It's Drobny. All they have is just a little flare screen, if you will. It's already set up to Pinner. Good job there, just being able to get outside, and the offensive line and Drobny of being able to push the IU defense back to give Pinner some room.
This is 3rd and 3 at the Wildcat 38, and it looks like the same play, and Pinner lost the handle. And he's hit just after he loses the football. It rolls out of bounds here at the near sidelines.
He fumbled the ball forward for a first down. I'm not sure if they're going to mark it where the fumble took place, because you can't advance the fumble. Or I'm anxious to hear what they say.
Ball was fumbled forward, out of bounds. It will be brought back to the spot of the fumble, 4th down.
Good call.
Artus Pinner lost the handle, and as it went forward, it kicked out of bounds at about the 42-yard line, which would have been a 1st and 10, but it comes back to where the ball came loose.
Well, that kind of was an evolution in that call from years ago with Stabler and the Oakland Raiders in that playoff game where Casper kept kicking the ball, and they said, hey, if the fumble takes place back here, that's where we're going to mark it. The offense shouldn't benefit from it.
Pakalak into punt, standing back at his own 25-yard line. Glenn Johnson is at his own 20. Booming kick. Driving Johnson back to the 19. And he's hauled down by guess who?
Johnny on the spot.
Mike Williams, who we highlighted as we came on the air tonight. I tell you, he is in the center of the action. He's out on the field with 6 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. And Kentucky leading Indiana 14-0.
No matter where you travel in Kentucky, people know Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Not only do they know the company, they know their Farm Bureau Insurance agent. That's because Farm Bureau agents are hometown people. They're involved in your community. They're your friends. Call your local Farm Bureau agent today. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All around coverage, all around Kentucky.
Ford authorized clearance. Now get incredible 0% 0% financing for 60 months on Ford Explorer. That could mean interest savings over $8,400. Explorer has a smoother ride with a rear independent suspension, roomier with a full flat third row seat. 0% financing for 60 months. Ford authorized clearance now.
Indiana taking over on offense. 1st and 10 for the Hoosiers. They have it at their own 22. And Washington gets the call right up the middle. Not much running room at all. Dwayne Robertson leading the Kentucky defense. Big number 63.
And big he is.
Yeah, 6'3", 311 pounds.
And for a guy that big, I've not seen a guy that has that much lateral movement and quickness in his feet. He does a great job of controlling his area there in that tackle box on the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 7 yards to go from the Hoosier 25 as Johnson comes in motion. And Hamden throwing back to the opposite side of the field, and it falls incomplete. And intended over there for Courtney Clancy. Freshman running back out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Now you see Dwayne Robertson coming off the field here.
He was in the backfield. Him and Caudle got through and put some pressure. I mean, he went to his knees. I don't know, it looked like he strained something or what happened there.
So Robertson comes out. It is 3rd down and 7 as again they send Johnson in motion. Nearly picked off, but falling incomplete. Well, that pass was tipped, and it looked like Irvin Flowers there. Derek Tatum, I think, got in and tipped it. And Irvin Flowers, trailing the play, nearly had it.
Watch Tatum right here. Oh, squeeze it, honey. That's the one you want back. And then Flowers said, well, look what I got.
No.
And it just went right through his hand.
He would have had number 2 on the evening. Into the game now, Ryan Hamry to do the punting. Little low snap. Big rush, got it away. Derek Abney from the 31. Finds running room to the far side and brings it up across the 45-yard line. Gets hammered to the ground, but he always finds a way to bounce up.
Take a look at this replay right here. Watch to your right of your screen. You're going to see Fontaine right here. Boom! And it just springs Abney on the corner. What a great job of Abney of setting up his blockers. And Fontaine of doing what he's supposed to do and curling back and getting that block at the point of attack.
Abney bringing it up to the 47, and that's where the Wildcats go to work. 1st down and 10 yards to go with 4:55 left until halftime. Rock Johnson coming into the Wildcat backfield. He's in there along with R2 Spinner. Abney set out to the right. Lorenzen. And he'll run out of bounds and take a loss of a yard or two back at about the 45-yard line.
Looked like they were trying to set up a little bootleg. They had 2 tight ends in. They set Abney into the boundary. They had Chase Harp into the boundary. They drug him deep across the field, and they had Grobney working out in the flat. Indiana did a good job there of just sniffing it out. And Jared, I think he was thinking about getting what he could, and then the pursuit of Indiana made him think better to get on out of bounds.
Kentucky with 3 receivers set out to the right now on 2nd and 12 from the 45. That was Bernard who came in motion. Lorenzen's pass is caught. Ernest Sims, and they say no catch. Caught it in Indiana territory down at the 46. Incomplete. And it will bring up 3rd down and 12.
Take a look right here. You got Holt working the outside. You got Sims inside. Here comes the ball. Oh, yeah, hit the ground right there. You can see it just on the bottom. Didn't quite get his hands under it.
Kentucky just 1 of 4 now on 3rd down tonight. That has been an area that coming into this game they've been pretty effective in. This is 3rd and 12. Plenty of time for Lorenzen in Camo. Nearly caught downfield by Ernest Sims. Oh, what a catch that would have been.
Wow, how about that
big gain?
How about that tip throw? Abney had it, Sims had it, Tatum has it. Barres has it. The ball's flying everywhere. Got the little slips. That's what a slick ball will do. Watch right here. Garrett's taking his time. They got a little crossing route there to Harp. Abney's coming in behind him. Ball tips up. Sims has it. Just fell incomplete.
Here's the punt by Pakalak, and it's another boomer. Johnson just lets it go, and can they get to it? Not quite. It goes into the end zone. Dion Holtz was one of the men down there in a hurry, and Tommy Cook, number 17, streaking down the field, but they could not quite get to it. And it will come back out to the 20-yard line. For live chats, the latest scores, stats, live total casts, and more, just visit www.ukathletics.com, your school's official athletic website.
Tell you, Rob, that punt, it was a play where the aggressiveness and the hustle of Kentucky hurt them. It looked like the ball was going to die on the 1-yard line. As a coach, you love to see the hustle, though. You'll take it all day and give them the ball on the 20.
We've got 4:22 left to go until halftime. 1st and 10, Indiana from its own 20. And down goes Hamden. And Dwayne Robertson lost his headgear, but he didn't lose the quarterback.
Look at the big guy. Have you met Mr. Robertson? I think the song was Robinson, and they changed it to Robertson around the Commonwealth here. Watch him. Loses his helmet. There it goes. It's on the ground. No slowing that big guy down. He said, "You're mine now. Let's go."
All right, Dwayne Robertson looking for a big, big season. Of course, Bill, he was slowed by first an ankle injury, then a knee injury last year. Still played very, very well. And now movement all over the line here on 2nd down and 16.
I think Jabron's trying to work with his cadence again a little bit there and trying to get slow the Kentucky defensive line down. That's one way to do it. You can handle it either by the way you run the ball inside and out, or you can handle it by slowing the cadence and changing it and keeping them off guard. I think they made a good no call there.
No penalty.
Or they called no offsides, and they just called him Jabron down. I think he thought he got somebody offsides. He didn't. The ball snapped, and Kentucky made the tackle.
3rd down and 16. The Hoosiers backed up at their own 13-yard line. Caught by Johnson over the middle, and he lost the handle, but I believe he was already down, and it's going to be enough for the Hoosier 1st down. Leonard Barres there on the coverage. They call it incomplete.
Great call by the back judge coming in. He came in, looked at it. Holt had the ball. He was trying to hold on. Watch on the replay here. He has it, and watch Barres. The ball, he doesn't have a chance, doesn't have control of it. The ball he's juggling the ball the entire time, and you can see it pop out. He's trying to grab it behind him. Good call by the official.
It is ruled incomplete. Sets up a punting situation. Ryan Hamry standing back right about at his own goal line as Indiana will have to give it up here, and the Wildcats will get excellent field position. Plenty of time on the clock. 2:59 left to go in this 2nd quarter. 14-0 Kentucky leading Indiana here at Commonwealth Stadium. Good punt, spiraling kick, driving Abney back to his own 40. Trying to find his way to the far sidelines, and finally dropped up by a couple of white shirts and pushed down by Herlandez Jones.
Wow, he's tougher than shoe leather. I tell you, I just love the way the kid plays the game.
We'd like to remind you to stay tuned for the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield halftime show, where we'll be breaking down all the first half action with highlights and analysis. That's the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield halftime show right here on the UK Network. Coming up in just a few minutes. We've got 2:44 on the clock. And the Wildcats take over 1st and 10 at their own 47. Excellent field position for Kentucky. Sims and Abney to the near side. Tommy Cook out to the right. Pinner the lone setback. Going to hand it off to Cook. Coming around and down into Indiana territory as he falls forward across the 48 of the Hoosiers. Chris Dielman, the defensive tackle, makes the stop for Indiana. Dielman, a player who switched from tight end to defensive tackle, then back to tight end, then back to defensive tackle for his senior season at Indiana.
Versatility at its best. And I love seeing the diversification of this Kentucky offense in getting the ball into their athletes' hands any way they can by giving it to Cook there on a little end around, little power sweep.
Second down 4. Lorenzen pumps once, fires. Caught by Cook, in and out of his hands. Incomplete. Tommy Cook latching onto it right at the 35-yard line, but it falls incomplete. Will Lumpkin on the coverage for Indiana and came up and gave him a good hard lick, and Cook comes here to the sidelines.
We had plenty of time to plan his hit there. Jared was buying a little time. It was good coverage by the IU defensive secondary, and it took a little longer than he wanted to find Cook.
Third down, 4 yards to go. Big play for the Cats here in Indiana territory. Aaron Boone, and he's got the first down to the 41-yard line. He's pushed back to the 42, but they will mark it at the 41. Joe Gonzalez and John Kerr makes the stop for the Hoosiers, but it's a first down for the Cats.
Timeout, Kentucky.
Aaron Boone finally wrestled down to the turf at the 41. Timeout Wildcats with still a lot of time here left in this second quarter. Plenty of time, Bill Ransdell, minute 52 seconds.
They got plenty of time, and, you know, to the staff's credit here, they said, you know what, let's take some time. We've got a couple of timeouts left here. Let's use one of them here. We want to try to, if you're offensively, you're wanting to put at least 3 points on the board here. You know you've got another delay going after the delay, you know, for the daggone Lightning, and before the game a few minutes ago. They're going to try to find a way, if they can, to score right before the half, or else hit something big real quick.
We invite you to stay tuned next Saturday for our next broadcast. It will come your way here on the UK TV network as the Cats take on the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee. Check your local listings. Saturday, September 21st, as the Blue Raiders of Middle make their way from Murfreesboro to Lexington. Middle Tennessee taking on Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt is on down the schedule. 4 teams from the Southeastern Conference. First down Cats. They have it at the Indiana 41-yard line. Pinner slips the tackle. Good second effort by Pinner. John Kerr and Joe Gonzalez finally make the stop. He slipped the tackle of Hernandez Jones.
Jones in the right place at the right time, and that was not booing you were hearing. That's the fans here at Commonwealth excited for Tooze. Look, they just set up a little screen pass. Jones sitting there waiting on him. Tooze just shows a little bit of his strength there, and muscles out of that tackle and gets a big gainer.
About a yard shy of a first down. 2nd and 1 at the Indiana 32. Holt dropped the football.
Wow.
He had some blockers in front of him.
I think he'd still be running right now. He concentrates to catch that ball. Jared took quite a bit off that. Just a nice little touch pass. They did a little play action. They faked it underneath the Pinner to hold the linebackers as they had Holt coming back in on that little flanker screen that works back in, little swinging gate outside. The backers were held. They had what they wanted. They had the lineman down there in front. Holt just lost control, concentration.
Third down, a yard to go. Big play with 1:38 left on the clock. Under pressure, he got it away to Pinner. He's not going to get the first down. Clock running now with 1:25 left to go in the first half. Russ Richardson, the nose guard, made the stop for the Hoosiers.
I don't think there's any question if Kentucky's good, what they're going to do. I think they'll go for this. It's just a matter of how they're going to get it.
Timeout.
Player down on the field is Kyle Killian for Indiana. It's going to be an injury timeout here. The freshman out of Kingwood, Texas, slow to get up. Play lost a yard, back to the 33-yard line. It will be 4th down, Bill, and 2 yards to go from the 33.
Kentucky got a break there with Indiana having an injury. They were not going to call a timeout. I think they've made their mind up that they're going to go for it. This is just going to give them a little extra time to plan as to what they want to do. The question will be, are they going to sit there and try to hammer it up inside, Rob, or they go, as we've seen this team do in the past, and Jared be very effective with a little play action pass and go on top and go right to the end zone.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they do. Killian still having trouble here getting to his feet. And the rain again falling here at Commonwealth Stadium as the fans are having to pull on the rain gear. Remember, for every field goal in this game, Whitaker Bank will donate $50 to the UK Library Fund. $50 to the UK Library Fund for every field goal made in tonight's game, courtesy of Whitaker Bank. Killian makes his way off to the far side of the field. We will have only a 15-minute halftime here tonight because of the delays that we have had. So for the fans who have stuck around, that will certainly speed things up. And frankly, Bill, considering the weather conditions, I'm surprised that as many fans have stayed around as they have. We've still got close to a full stadium here.
And they're enjoying their Cats, especially being 2-0 and having this border rivalry.
Well, the Cats come up to the line, and Indiana now decides to call a timeout.
Another delay.
Well, Lorenzen will come to the near side, and you see offensive coordinator Brent Peace there, and I don't think, though, that we've mentioned the work that he has done, but certainly with this offense, the way it has come around in the second half of last season and starting out this season, he is to be commended.
He gets it done. I tell you, he's as hard a working coach as I've seen. I've had a chance to spend some time with him in the offseason on the board and going through their offense some, and he's old school offensive guy is what he is, Rob. He believes in throwing the ball, but he wants to have a good solid running game, and as much as anything, you can see the finished product right now by these kids knowing what they're doing. Fundamentally speaking, you can see offensively and defensively that these guys know where they're supposed to be alignment-wise, what they're supposed to do, and you can see the double deuce there, big Jared Lorenzen, that he is showing you that he is absorbing it all. He's checking off. He knows exactly what he's doing at all times. He's making the right reads, and I think that's a great credit to Brent Peace.
Well, here we go. 4th down, 2 yards to go with 1:07 left to go in the half. Kentucky from the Indiana 33. Incomplete over the middle, intended for Aaron Boone. So the Hoosiers will take over on downs with just over a minute left on the clock. Joe Gonzalez, the strong safety, was the guy who broke it up.
They're just trying to get a little slant pass on that last play there. They gotten it a minute ago for the first down. They came back to the well there. A lot of people were wanting an interference with him coming over the top there. The ball's just thrown a little bit behind Boone. He couldn't make the catch.
Indiana takes over. 1st and 10 for the Hoosiers as they trail here 14-0. Hamden, incomplete here at the near side of the field, intended for the freshman receiver, Tyke Spencer. Out of Naperville, Illinois. Clock stops with 57 seconds remaining.
Great pressure by the front four of Kentucky. Robertson was in there. Burns was in there. Grigsby was in there. It's very hard to throw and complete a ball if you're on your back or always got somebody in your face.
Washington through a hole, busting it into Kentucky territory down to the 49-yard line. Big run, 18 yards. David Johnson and Quentis Cumby finally converged on him to bring him down.
Just ran a little trap play, took advantage of the Kentucky defensive line's aggressive in there, and got some angles and got what they wanted.
Indiana quickly working now, and Hamden runs out of bounds here at the line of scrimmage. Forced out, penalty marker goes down. He was pushed out at about the line of scrimmage, didn't have anybody open downfield. Clock stops with 40 seconds left to go in the first half.
And that'll make Coach Guy Morris's hair even grayer, and maybe even making ball, because he'll pull us all out after seeing that kind of play right before the half. That's not what you want to give an opposing team, an extra 15 yards.
Personal foul.
I believe, Bill, it was Otis Griggs.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
We'll be able to see it here. It's a little hard for us to tell with the players standing down on the sidelines. You'll be able to see it here.
Watch Robertson. It's just kind of a lazy thing. They're going on out there, and they know he's going to run out of bounds, and, you know, he's on his way out. Grigsby does push him. It's a little bit of a acting career there in the beginning makings there, it looks like, too, for Mr.
Huge penalty. Takes it down to the Wildcat 33-yard line. Indiana could get its first points on the board here. 40 seconds left. The pass is caught down to the 28-yard line. And on the receiving end, David Lewis, sophomore receiver out of Terre Haute. David Johnson made the stop. First and 10 from the 29. And Washington can't hang on coming out of the backfield. That'll stop the clock now with 17 seconds left to go in the half.
Well, they've got probably 3 shots at trying to get it in the end zone from here, Rob. They've got 2 timeouts. They've got a chance right now to spread things and try to work it down the middle. They can use one of their timeouts to stop the clock. If they still get inbounds, they'll probably use the other one to set up their field goal unless they go right to the end zone and get a big score.
Third down 6 from the Wildcat 29-yard line with 17 seconds to go. Throwing into the end zone, incomplete. Tyke Spencer was down there, but the pressure was starting to build on Hamden, and he threw it long. And it will bring up 4th down and another field goal situation for the Hoosiers with 10 seconds on the clock.
Looked like he was trying to go to his tight end, Halterman, that time downfield, and Halterman just lost his footing. Maybe a little slick down there from the rain that we've had here tonight, and the ball fell incomplete.
Well, here goes Brian Robertson, who has already missed twice here tonight. The sophomore out of Seymour, Indiana. Hamden will hold. He'll spot it down to the 36-yard line. It'll be a 46-yard field goal attempt by Brian Robertson. It's long enough. It is good.
The kick is good.
And thanks to really a costly personal foul on the Wildcats just a moment ago, Indiana gets the ball down into field goal range and is able to get 3 points out of it as Brian Robertson connects for the first time tonight, and Indiana is on the board. It's 14-3.
That was such a frustrating personal foul there. Again, the quarterback's going to go out of bounds. He's not going to bow his neck and try to take on those guys. And just one of those tough things that happen from time to time.
Jerry DiNardo across the way, 49 years old, a native of Brooklyn, New York, an All-American guard at Notre Dame. From 1972 to 74, he played on the Irish National Championship team in 1973, the team that went 11-0. And from there, went on to be an assistant coach at Colorado and developed a relationship there with, I believe, Mike McNeely, who's now the athletic director at Indiana. Was a part of Colorado's national championship team in 1990 as an assistant. Parlayed that into the head coaching job at Vanderbilt. From there, it was on to LSU. Wesley McGriff here on the Kentucky sidelines, talking with
catch the ball.
Secondary.
When the ball hits your hand, squeeze the ball.
Derek Abney is back deep along with Arliss Beach. Beach is to the near side, Abney to the far side, and Robertson will kick off with only 4 seconds on the clock. And Abney comes right up the middle of the field. Butts it to the outside. And the stiff arm as he's hauled down at the 36-yard line. That will be the final play of this first half. Time runs out in the second quarter. The two teams heading to the locker room with Kentucky leading Indiana 14-3.
bad things happen, call Keeney, the only Kentucky name in workers' compensation. Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance, making workers' comp work.
No matter what it's like outside, you can rest easy inside. Your energy rates are among the lowest in the nation, backed by dedicated, award-winning customer service. It all adds up to some pretty serious value. KU, customers first, energy that lasts.
Hello?
Hi, I need to speak to the lady of the house, Mrs. Bowen, please.
Speaking.
No, I need the lady of the house, Mrs. Bowen. She's there, right?
It's me. I'm Mrs. Bowen.
Come on, I need Mrs. Bowen.
When you're not feeling well, rely on Mayfair Pharmacy for prescriptions and free delivery. For personal prompt service and free delivery, count on Ed Rice and Mayfair Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy.
I'm Lim Evans. Here at B.F. Evans Ford, our sales and service team has excelled in customer satisfaction, winning Ford's prestigious President's Awards 4 years running because of the kind things our customers have said about us.
I've bought 8 or 10 vehicles here over the past year and a few years, and the service has been great.
B.F. Evans helped us establish a credit history where others in the car dealership industry wouldn't.
Come see one of our friendly staff at B.F. Evans Ford, Highway 431 North in Livermore, Kentucky.
University of Kentucky Wildcat Football is brought to you by Ashland, the who in how things work. By Alltel, now offering solutions right here in Kentucky. By Southern Belle Dairy, around here it's a tradition. By Speedway. By your local Chevy dealer. By LG&E, customers first, energy that lasts. And by Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, decide to be healthy.
A rain-soaked crowd here at Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, and we'd like to welcome you to the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield halftime show. And welcome back, everybody. Rob Bromley along with Bill Ransdell here at halftime. The Kentucky Wildcats leading Indiana 14-3. And Bill, the kind of thing certainly that you don't like to see just before a half as you go into the locker room. Indiana gets a little bit of momentum.
Well, they got it. One of those things, the offense is going for it. They're trying to put some points on the board right before the half and trying to really put an extra nail in the coffin. They didn't get it. Indiana had a play there and broke some containment and a little frustration there, and the quarterback's run out of bounds. You hate to see it. They get the roughing the passer call, penalty, and it's just one of those things that happens sometimes.
Well, we did see some good things in the first half. Jared Lorenzen, a couple of touchdown passes in the first quarter.
Jared was very efficient. He had great field generalship, and he saw the field extremely well. He checked off when he needed to, and it's really impressive to me, and it shows me that these kids really understand this offense that Coach Brent Peace offensively is really and started them into.
Kentucky leading Indiana here at halftime 14-3, and we will continue along with more in just a moment here on the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield halftime show. Stay with us.
Now at J.D. Byrider, it's 1, 2, 3 drive for $199 down. 1, get a great car. 2, get guaranteed financing. 3, ask about our car care programs that will give you peace of mind. And now you can drive away the same day for only $199 down. The car you need, the financing you need, the protection you need, and the low down payment you need. J.D. Byrider, 1, 2, 3 drive for $199 down.
You get the credit, you get the car. J.D. Byrider.
It may be hot outside, but Dixon's TV and Appliance Center is where you'll find the summer's most sizzling deals. Like a Frigidaire family-size refrigerator, just $3.99. A 26-cubic-foot side-by-side refrigerator with water and ice dispenser, only $7.99. Or how about a washer and dryer pair for only $4.99? You need appliances? We've got them at low, low prices, fast delivery, and the full service you expect. The friendly, knowledgeable staff at Dixon's is ready to set up low monthly payments or 0% interest with approved credit. Only at Dixon's TV and Appliance Center in Henderson and Morganfield.
I'm Cindy Miller from 107.5 WABX, and Fox 7 is on your side.
Here at Commonwealth Stadium, a couple of delays tonight. One right at the start of the game of about 25 minutes, and then roughly a 35-minute delay in the second quarter, so halftime being shortened by a few minutes here tonight. As the University of Kentucky continues its drive toward becoming a top 20 university, it already boasts a number of national rankings, and in fact, a top 10 ranking in the area of supercomputing. Carl Nathy brings us tonight's University Report.
UK's supercomputing capacity ranks 8th among American public and private universities, thanks to a Hewlett-Packard supercomputer now assisting researchers. The HP Superdome supercomputer handles 700 billion calculations per second, enabling faculty and student researchers across campus to obtain results more quickly. Research areas which are benefiting from the supercomputer include biochemistry, pharmacy, medicine, mechanical engineering, physics, and astronomy, among others.
Because of the speed of the computer, if we didn't have it, we would never attempt these kinds of calculations because they would take years to run on a standard desktop type machine.
And it was a response from the universities to the legislature saying we need to expand our laboratories. And this time our laboratories are not going to be beakers. They're not going to be chemicals, but it's going to be computational cycles.
What we've shown is that Kentucky, when you concentrate leadership and the will to succeed, is that we can compete with anybody in the country. We can compete with the big guys in California and Massachusetts and Illinois.
UK's supercomputer has implications far beyond the campus in Lexington. 13 researchers at other universities in Kentucky also access the supercomputer. And the supercomputer is connected to a network that enables researchers across the country and around the world to use it in their work. A top 10 national ranking in academic supercomputing at the University of Kentucky.
And we will continue along in just a moment on the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield halftime show. Kentucky leading Indiana here at halftime, 14-3.
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR on every 2003 Chevy truck. That's one solid deal on every 2003 Avalanche, Trailblazer, S10, Suburban, and Tahoe. Get in for 0% on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. New 2003 Chevys. 0% APR at your local Chevy dealer. $49 down delivers anything on the lot. That's right, at Kelly's Northside Chevy, $49 down can get you any car on the lot. New cars, used cars, any car on the lot. Only $49 down delivered. Over 300 cars in stock to choose from for only $49 down. A new Chevy Trailblazer, $49 down. Pontiac Grand Am, just $49 down. Chevy Impala's $49 down. You give Kelly's Northside Chevy $49 down and drive away with the car of your dreams. Only at Kelly's Northside Chevrolet, corner of Diamond and Heidelbach, Evansville.
Is brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All-around coverage, all around Kentucky. By CHA Health. Log on to www.chahealth.com. By Pepsi, the joy of cola. By Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance. KEME, Kentucky's leading workers' comp provider. By KU, where low rates and high level of service combine to make KU a great energy value. By your local Ford dealer. Quality people, quality products. And by St. Joseph Heart Institute, Kentucky's only top 50 heart hospital.
And both teams have returned to the field here at Commonwealth Stadium. Kentucky leading Indiana here at halftime, 14-3, as we welcome you back to the Anthem halftime show. And Bill, in the first half. We take a look at the first half highlights. First, Jared Lorenzen, just a perfect throw here to Aaron Boone.
Just throwing the little fade out there. All he did was gave himself a little room, Jared a little area to throw it to him. Jared threw a good ball, and Boone brought it in like he's supposed to.
Big defensive play here by Irvin Flowers.
Good job of sitting there and breaking on the ball and using his hands. He went over and around and used his hands to bring that in, Rob. That's good technique.
And still in the first quarter, it set up the Wildcats' second touchdown as Lorenzen swung it to Pinner.
Just a little flat pass out there. They had the blitz on. There's nobody outside covering Pinner, and Kentucky had seen that in the game plan, and they just flipped it out there and let him go.
And another big defensive play here in the first half. With Indiana threatening, they get pressure on. There's Mike Williams to jar it loose.
Johnny on the spot. He's got a nose for the ball. We talked about it in the pregame. He's there. He's been around the ball all night.
Take a look at the first half statistics. As you can see, the total yardage, Indiana has more. 187 yards to 156 yards. The Hoosiers, a couple of big turnovers that have really hurt them.
You look at the 2 turnovers, and Kentucky's taking advantage. They got 30 yards more total offense. I think they got 2 or 3 more total plays, and there you can see where Kentucky's taking advantage of what they're supposed to.
And the start of the second half coming up. That's our Anthem halftime show. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment.
Peyton Manning, Bachelor of Arts, University of Tennessee, 1997.
Calvin Hill, Bachelor of Arts, History, Yale University.
Merlin Olsen, Masters in Economics, Utah State University.
NCAA football, a lifetime of opportunity.
Richard Karn here on the set of the all-new Family Feud. I am delighted to be moving up the ladder to create a great new feud. That's the new Braxton Hammer Drill, isn't it? Sweet. Nice, but you might want to try the flat instead of the semi-gloss. So, join me this fall for the all-new Family Feud.
Yo, Mr. Karn, got my tool belt back now? Thanks.
Starting September 16th at 11 a.m. on Fox 7.
Hey!
Rob Bromley along with Bill Ransdell and Drew Diener down on the field back at Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, where we're set to begin the third quarter. Brian Robertson has it teed up at the 35-yard line. Derek Abney to the far side of the field, and Arliss Beach has come to the near side to return it for Kentucky. Crowd of more than 70,000 to watch this one here tonight. A couple of rain delays have sent some of the fans home, but we've still got a big group in attendance as Arliss Beach goes to the far side. Penalty marker goes down over the 30, finally driven out over at the far side of the field at about the 36. But a marker dropped back around the 24-yard line.
Usually on kickoff return, that's going to be some type of a holding or block in the back, and it's not what Kentucky fans are probably going to want to hear.
It goes against the Wildcats. And it will really hurt the Cats' field position here on this opening drive of the third quarter.
Illegal block in the back on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First out.
Let's see if we can see where it happens right here coming on the replay. Right there it is. Right there in front of you. Caught him right in the back, just a touch. You're taught as, you know, if you can't see his numbers or can't get in front of his shoulder pad, don't make the block. And sometimes you just get a little aggressive, and sometimes the guy will turn at the last second. You can't really stop at that point. You might as well just go ahead and blow him up if you can.
So with the penalty, the Cats will start back at their own 19, first and 10. And out of the I formation, R2 Spinner drives it across the 20, comes up to the 22, 23-yard line before he's pushed back. And Hernandez Jones again leading the defensive charge for Indiana. John Kerr, the middle linebacker, also in on the tackle for the Hoosiers. Lorenzen has thrown for 111 yards, 13 of 20 in the first half, and the 2 touchdowns that we showed you just a moment ago. Still not an interception, Bill, on the season.
And that's a key stat right there.
This is second down and 6. Good hole for Pinner. And he should have enough for the first down as he cracks it up close to the 30-yard line. A.C. Carter, the free safety, out of Cincinnati. Princeton High School made the stop for Indiana. Right at the 30-yard line, it's a Kentucky first down. They now have 13 first downs in this ball game. Abney this time out of the left side, and Tommy Cook comes here to the near side as Camfey and Pinner make up the I formation behind Lorenzen. And throwing deep down the far sideline, but nobody was there. Abney was short back here around the 35.
They changed up their cadence there on it, and they went ahead and sight snapped the ball similar to what IU had in the second quarter there. IU was not offsides, and consequently they just kept coming after Jared, and Kentucky people thought that they were offsides, and then on top of that you had Abney and Lorenzen off not on the same page, so it was just I think it was a complete cluster for him all the way around.
Second down and 10 yards to go from the 30. Batted up into the air, and it hits the ground. Fortunately, Chris Dealman, the defensive tackle, a senior out of Troy, Ohio, I believe, got a hand up to deflect that pass, and fortunately for the Wildcats, Bill, it was not intercepted.
Well, in the second hand that came up was the double deuce there, Jared Lorenzen. The ball's hanging around there. Watch him come right here. If it gets back, watch him come up there. He's on the beach at the volleyball spike at that point. Good job of getting the ball down so the ball can't be batted around and be intercepted. 3rd and 10. The Wildcats just 2 of 7 on third down conversions. And Lorenzen got it away, incomplete, intended for his tight end, Chase Hart. So Kentucky will have to punt it away. It'll bring up 4th down. Penalty marker dropped back around the 21-yard line. And the initial indication is against Kentucky. And they just do not seem to be in sync starting out here in this second half. And this team is a team that needs to play with emotion, and they look rather flat right now. And
holding on the offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
They've got to find a spark, and at this point they're saying, hey, we didn't get it done in so many ways, and the defense is getting ready to take the field, and the defense is going to have to do something here to get a turnover or get a big play defensively to get a little spark for them.
Pakalak with a low snap, got it away. He's averaging better than 45 yards per kick, and this is another big one. Driving Johnson back inside the 20, and right downfield is Tommy Cook to nail it. 52-yard punt by Glenn Pakalak, who just adds to that average, which was 45.7 when he kicked this one.
Big kick. I mean, that's just a big-time play right there by Pakalak. They're bringing everybody. The snap, again, was short. It's the 3rd or 4th one today. Pakalak keeps his head down and his concentration and just kicks right through the ball.
And great coverage downfield by Tommy Cook. 13-18 left to go here in the 3rd quarter with Kentucky leading Indiana 14-3. We'll be right back.
For more than 60 years, we've enjoyed being a part of people's lives. Now, we're a part of yours. We're Alltel, your new local phone company. Alltel, are you connected?
Before bad things happen, call Keeney, the only Kentucky name in workers' compensation. Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance, making workers' comp work.
I was in severe pain. I couldn't work. I couldn't mow grass. I couldn't do anything.
When the pain won't go away, MedFirst is here to help.
The sharp, agonizing pain that was in my low back was gone. I was back to work, was providing. I mowing grass. It's a good feeling.
MedFirst treats back pain and pain from bulging, herniated, and degenerated discs.
Since treatment at MedFirst, I've been able to do my job at 110%.
Call MedFirst 24 hours a day for free information and examination.
Fox 7 Morningside. All the news you need to start your day.
On Morningside, we really give our viewers a balance. We tell them what happened while you were sleeping.
We have a reporter that's out there and a cameraman that's out there covering everything that happens while you're sleeping.
And then we tackle the issues that are going to be making news throughout the day.
We want to give information out to the viewers that they can really use.
The most up-to-date and factual information so that we can bring that to our viewers.
So if a story is breaking overnight, you'll see it on Morningside. We really are on your side in the morning.
Fox 7, on your side, Morningside.
Here's a reminder to call in and talk to the head man himself, Kentucky coach Guy Morris, and the voice of the Wildcats, Tom Leach, every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern on the UK Radio Network. Indiana will get it for the first time here in the third quarter with 13:18 remaining, and the Hoosiers have poor field position as they'll start at their own 16.
If anybody has momentum right now, they do. They got the field goal right before the half. They had missed a couple before that. Defensively, Kentucky had a couple of mishaps there, so it'll be interesting to see how Kentucky comes out this second half and they start attacking this IU offense.
They give it to Washington. Yamar Washington right up the middle, brought down by Morris Lane. Good gain on first down.
Or better yet, how's the IU offense going to attack Kentucky's defense? And they brought it right at them just like they started the game. A little isolation inside. They double Caudle. They double Robertson. They leave the fullback on the linebacker lane there. Let the back run on up in the hole and find what you can. Run the daylight.
He got 7 yards. It's second down and 3 yards to go. Washington again. This time he finds the going a little tougher, but continues to drive forward. Ronnie Riley coming in there to stand him up, but a good, hard driving run by Yamar Washington out of Houston, Texas, who had not carried a ball in a college game until the Utah game last week out west. He did not dress against William and Mary. Hamden's thrown for 104 yards tonight, completing 5 of 17. Indiana first and 10 now from its own 27. Hamden long down the far side and picked off by Quintus Cumby. He held on to it, brings it back into Indiana territory, cutting here to the near side and loses the handle but falls on the ball back at the 49-yard line. Penalty marker goes down on the field. Quintus Cumby, senior out of Cleburne, Texas.
Big play, big hit on the far sideline. Cumby makes the interception, and David Johnson peels back and gets a block. I think the flag, if it is anything, is going to be personal foul because Johnson stood there and talked about it a minute. The guy he hit caught him way off guard, jacked him up pretty good.
On the defense, prior to change of possession, that's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Well, not only do the Hoosiers maintain possession because the penalty came before the interception, but they'll get a first down out of this.
Tough one there. It looked like the flag came in awful late. Let's take a look. You can see right there's the holding. The flag's not out anywhere yet. Cumby makes the interception. Watch the hit coming up right here. Watch Johnson. Boom. There's the flag finally on the ground. Tough break for the Kentucky defense. Good play by Cumby, being where he's supposed to as a safety over top.
Well, Indiana maintains possession and has it now first and 10 at its own 37. Washington. He continues to rack up the yardage as he gets it close to the 44. Ronnie Riley in to make the stop for the Kentucky Wildcats. It was 14-3 at halftime, still a 14-3 score right now here in the third quarter. And another 7-yard gain for freshman Yamar Washington on first down. Second down, 3 yards to go. Long count by Hamden. Washington trying to get the first down. I think he came up a little bit short. Ellery Moore comes in to make the stop for the Wildcats. See where they mark it. He's about the 47-yard line. I think it's just shy of a first down.
Again, a good job there of Jabron being able to sit and work with his cadence, changing it up, changing his voice inflection, trying to keep the defensive front four of Kentucky.
Well, Bill, I was wrong. They gave him a first down.
Wow, that's a pretty good mark. He did do a nice little hurdle through there to get a few extra yards.
Call it a 1st and 10 at the 47. They move the chains ahead. And Indiana on the move here. This possession started back inside their own 20-yard line. And they're just giving it to Washington. And he continues to pick up yardage into Kentucky territory down to the Wildcat 47, where Mike Williams and Ronnie Riley made the stop.
You at this point at the half, they had 23 rushes for 83 yards. They found some holes inside there when they can double down on those tackles, and I think that's what Kentucky fans are seeing right here is IU taking advantage of that, taking that big 305-pound average line and putting it on those guys and double teaming them and opening up just enough gap for them to get through there.
Straight up the middle. And when you got a good thing going, try to keep it going. Washington again inside the 45-yard line down to the 44. Where David Johnson makes the hit.
Isolation play. Running up in there. Johnson comes in from the weak side linebacker position. Good job of being there. If he's not there, he's probably still running.
Indiana only 1 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. This is 3rd down and a yard from the 44. And Washington is stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Good surge by the defensive line there of Kentucky, getting under the shoulder pads of the offensive lineman of Indiana.
Dustin Williams came in to make the stop along with Morris Lane. There is Dustin Williams, 59, filling the gap. It is 4th down. And Joey DiNardo makes the decision here to punt it away. A big play by the Wildcat defense on 3rd and 1.
He does not want to give a 4th and lose this one here and give the momentum back to Kentucky. He's playing a field position call here. He's hoping to be able to pin Kentucky back inside their deep in their territory.
Punt of Ryan Hamre. Fair catch. Called for by Abney down to the 15-yard line. And that's where the Wildcats will get it when we come back. We've got 9 minutes, 6 seconds left to go, 3rd quarter. Kentucky continuing to lead 14-3.
Under age 65, no group health coverage, no problem. Stop going around in circles looking for individual health coverage and stop worrying about the cost. Now you can get affordable individual coverage that's flexible enough to fit your life no matter where you are in life. Just take the direct route. Call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Whether you're self-employed, an early retiree, a recent graduate, or not eligible for coverage at work, and you need coverage for yourself, your family, or just your children, there's an Anthem plan that's right for you. With coverage for doctor visits, hospital stays, outpatient services, and more, without needing referrals. Prescription drugs? At Anthem, we've got you covered. Call to find out more today.
Call 1-800-959-2211 or your Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield agent today. That's 1-800-959-2211. Call now.
Turn me up. Come feel the joy of my next generation. They've got their own kind of sound. Come play it out. You got your own kind of groove, and you can't please get your mood. And take that leap, you can lose. Shout it out. Who's that boy, Pepsi? Pepsi. For those who think young.
Opportunity. That's what NCAA football means to me.
You know, it's not a matter of where you came from. It's all about where you're going.
No one said that the road to success will be easy.
But with preparation and teamwork, we will reach our destination.
It takes a team effort to be truly successful.
Whether it's football, pursuing a career, or reaching for goals.
When we work together, everyone wins.
NCAA football.
A lifetime of opportunity.
Head coach Guy Morris on the Wildcat sidelines. His team jumped out to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. The Hoosiers adding a field goal just before halftime to make it 14-3, and that's where we stand right now with 9 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in this period.
And I think that his body actions there tell you that that coach is not happy right now with the way this team is playing, Rob. They're letting opportunities slip. They don't seem to have that little pep in their step. There was concern we talked about in the first half coming in this week that they didn't have the week they had had the last 2 weeks, and it might take them a minute to wake up. And with all the delays, it looks like that they're kind of just still sleepwalking to a point. And I think, if anything, the big thing that upsets Guy Morris is effort. And I think that he's kind of concerned that the guys just aren't quite executing enough.
For live chats, the latest scores, stats, live total casts, and more, just visit www.ukathletics.com, your school's official athletic website. Artus Pinner along with Rock Johnson in the Wildcat backfield. This is Pinner taking the pitch on 1st and 10. Tripped up as he comes across the 15 and gets about a yard. That's all. Russ Richardson coming in along with who else? Hernandez Jones to make the stop for Indiana. Call it a gain of 2. It's at the 17.
Kentucky went back to the sweep that time. Indiana just being able to react a little quicker and use a little more of that team speed on defense.
Second down, a long 8 for the Wildcats. And Pinner looking for running room. Had a lot of trouble finding any. Stop shy of the 20-yard line. And it will bring up 3rd down. Linebacker Ron Bethel, a senior out of Louisville, Kentucky, comes up to make the hit.
A little off tackle, a little power play off tackle. Rock Johnson just kicking out the strong safety. Tooth just takes a little jump over there. Couldn't keep his feet. Lost his footing in this wet turf now.
3rd down, 5 yards to go from the 20. And the Wildcats just 2 of 8 on 3rd down conversions tonight as we hit the midway point here in this 3rd quarter. Lorenzen got it away as the pressure breaks down, and here's Pinner. Running room, cuts it to the near side. And all the way across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 35 yards on the gain. Lorenzen to Pinner. A.C. Carter, the free safety, finally made the stop.
You hear everybody yelling, Tooz, watch this. This is a J-Lo play. Watch this. Jared is getting yanked down, and he strong-arms it about 25 yards to the other side of the field on a line. Pinner makes a good play inside and just lets his athletic ability take the rest away. Watch right here. He's on his way down. Boom. Right on the money. Great play by Lorenzen. That's the big J-Lo.
And a great effort by Pinner. 35-yard gain to the Hoosier 45. Lorenzen. And Rock Johnson coming out of the backfield can't hang on. The redshirt freshman out of Cleveland, Ronald Rock Johnson, goes 6 feet, 237 pounds. Bring out 2nd and 10.
He's a big back. Got to be able to squeeze that ball.
Second down and 10 yards to go now, with Kentucky leading 14-3 and on the march in Indiana territory. Abney split out to the left. Pitch to Pinner. And he edges across the 45-yard line, but that's all. And it will be 3rd down and long coming up. Russ Richardson along with John Kerr coming up to make the stop for the Indiana Hoosiers. He gained about a half yard, so for the record, we'll call it no gain on the play. 3rd down, 10 yards to go.
Kentucky does not want to keep putting themselves in this position of 3rd and long. It allows IU to be able to blitz and pin their ears back and bring everything at them, and that is not what Kentucky wants to be in the position.
Timeout, Indiana.
And the Hoosiers decide to talk about it here as Kentucky comes up to the line. And Jared Lorenzen Coming over for a few words here with Brent Peace. Indiana using its first timeout of the second half.
3rd and 10. What do you do here? Well, play action?
I would think so.
You know who they haven't seen yet is Chase Hart.
Bill, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we will be selecting the Ashland Player of the Game. Ashland will donate $250 in that player's name to the Kentucky Special Olympics. The Ashland Player of the Game.
Into this game yet. They threw 140 earlier, Lorenzen did, but never got there. What a great time. I don't know if he's going to be in on this set that they have at this point, but he has yet to touch the ball.
Well, one thing's for sure, they have a lot of options.
That they do.
That is the thing about this Kentucky offense.
He does not appear to be in on this set at this point, so I don't guess he's going to be the guy they're going to here.
Going to split Tommy Cook out to the left along with Boone and send Abney here to the right. Lorenzen to work out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 10 from the Hoosier 45-yard line. Lorenzen checking off here at the line. Penner. And he'll be stopped well shy of the first down. Made his way close to the 41-yard line, but that's all. They'll mark it right at the 41. A.C. Carter along with Hernandez Jones on the stop for Indiana. And it will bring up a 4th down situation, 4th down and 6. And it looks as though Guy Morris will elect to punt it away here.
Playing the field position, what I liked on that last play is Indiana came up in a blitz, and I don't know if you could hear it while we were watching it, but Lorenzen was checking it off. He said, hey, solid, solid. That tells the offensive line, look, we're going to block it solid. He looked over at Drobny and said, check 25. That's a strong safety coming on the left side. He said, that's your guy. He pulled out, gave Lorenzen plenty of time. They blocked what they had to as far as the blitz pickup. Put it to Penner, just wasn't enough for the first down.
5th kick tonight for Glenn Pakalak, and he's averaging 47 yards per punt.
Prior to the snap, delay of game on the offense. The penalties decline. It's still 4th down.
Well, Kentucky trying to get a little more room with the delay of game penalty to move it back 5 yards intentionally. Indiana doesn't go for it.
DiNardo said, no, we're going to cut into your average. If you're going to average 47, we'll take it on the 20. Kick it on into the end zone.
Glenn Johnson out of Clewiston, Florida, standing back at his own 10-yard line. Good snap. And Pakalak lofts it high into the air. Going to hit down around the 13, takes an Indiana bounce. And it will be blown dead at about the 16-yard line. Now we got 5 minutes, 8 seconds left to go. 3rd quarter will break away. When we come back, it'll be Indiana ball with Kentucky leading 14-3.
I've worked for Speedway in Kentucky for 16 years.
I've lived in Kentucky all my life, and now I manage the Speedway in my hometown.
The best part of my job is making people happy.
I love what I do, and I love to see my customers smile.
I'm real proud of what we do here in Kentucky, and I challenge anyone to do it better than we do.
Speedway is Kentucky proud and proud to support University of Kentucky football.
We're on your way to convenience stores of Speedway.
More and more, Kentucky is turning to CHA Health because access is easier than ever. CHA Health offers one of the largest choices of participating doctors and hospitals in our state, backed by local people who are committed to giving you great service. CHA Health is working every day to support you and your community. If you haven't made the switch to CHA Health, remember,
change is good.
CHA Health, Your kind of people, your kind of care.
Back at Commonwealth Stadium, the Kentucky cheerleaders. Part of this rain-soaked crowd here tonight. 1st and 10 Indiana. Here's Hamden right to the air. And it falls incomplete, intended for Roby up at the 24-yard line, incomplete. Right with him there was Leonard Burris. And it will bring up 2nd down and 10. The Hoosiers backed up at their own 16-yard line to begin this series, following the punt by Glenn Pakalak. Hamden has gone all the way at quarterback. Senior out of North Potomac, Maryland. Brings his team up to the line. Now looks like he's checking off. Washington fights his way forward to the 20, but that's all. Jamar Washington, the freshman who has been the go-to guy all night for the Indiana offense. Dustin Williams, the inside linebacker, and David Johnson come up to make the tackle.
I'm sure that Coach Goodner, the defensive coordinator, is not pleased right now with the way this is working. They just are taking, and look at that push right there by the IU offensive front. They're getting the push or getting under the defensive guys, tackles pads, and they're pushing the defensive line of Kentucky back. That is not what he wants to see at this point.
3rd down, 6 yards to go. The Hoosiers from their own 20. Caught. And that'll be an Indiana 1st down up at the 30-yard line. Tyke Spencer, who hauled it in and did a good job to hold on to the football. Quentis Cumby came up to knock him down. But Tyke Spencer, the freshman out of Naperville, Illinois, gets the reception and the Indiana 1st down.
Little drop back pass here. Watch, take a look. Little slant. Oh, look at there. Scott was so close to getting that ball, and there's Cumby waiting. They just found a soft spot in the zone there.
Again, they send Roby in motion. Jamar Washington gets a couple of yards, maybe 3, right up the middle. Jeremy Caudle converging on him, along with safety man Mike Williams. Pickup of 3. It will be 2nd down, 7 yards to go.
Again, they're just running this little isolation play that they've been running most of the evening there. They're just leading the backer, the fullback inside on the linebacker. They're getting a push up front on the front for Kentucky and giving the tailback some seams there to be able to find.
This time Hamden faked the handoff and throws long to the far side. Caught by Johnson. And down the sidelines, he'll go in for a touchdown. Mike Williams was back there, along with another Kentucky defender. Penalty marker goes down, and this could be on a celebration.
I agree.
I look back upfield to see who the Kentucky defenders were.
Long extra point coming up here. Tatum and Williams, I think, were both covering. They got their feet tangled up and knocked each other down. Let's take a look right here. Watch at the end of the play here. Williams is coming over the top. Him and Tatum run into each other. Doesn't get much easier than that. And then here at the end, you'll be able to see what the penalty is. Watch.
The touchdown is good. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. 15-yard penalty on the try.
67-yard scoring play from quarterback Jabron Hamden to his top receiver, Glenn Johnson. But, Bill, as you pointed out, what a break it was as the 2 Kentucky defenders went down.
Well, you're only looking now at a 35-yard extra point. So this is no gimme by any means.
See the celebration there called on Glenn Johnson. Now from the ball spotted at the 25, the 35 yards for the extra point, and it is good. So Brian Robertson, who missed a couple of field goals in the first half of this game, is good from 35 yards out for the extra point. And Bill Ransdell, Indiana's right back in it. It's 14-10.
Wow. Not what you want to see as a Kentucky fan. And I tell you what's going on is that Coach Goodner is over on that sideline with that defense, and he's getting in some people's ears right now, and they're saying, hey, what are we doing here, guys? We're sleepwalking. Offensive coordinator Brent Peace has had a time now to talk to the Kentucky offense. Let's see what they can do when they come out of here. on this next series.
Jerry DiNardo and company feeling better about things. Our next broadcast will come your way next Saturday, September 21st, as the Cats take on Middle Tennessee State here at Commonwealth Stadium. Check your local listings for the time in your area. We'll have all the action right here on the UK television network. Kentucky at one point led 14-0 on a couple of Jared Lorenzen touchdown passes back in the first quarter. Right now, that seems like a long, long time ago, as the Hoosiers got a field goal just before halftime, and now they add a 67-yard scoring pass from Hamden to Johnson, and they are right back in it at 14-10.
Kentucky needs to show some maturity here and some poise and be able to grab this ball and control it and do what they want to do and dictate it, as opposed to Indiana's defense being able to.
The kick by Brian Robertson is a short one. Kicks out of bounds down around the 27-yard line, and the penalty marker goes down. Now let's check in with Drew Diener down on the sideline.
Well, you guys were talking a moment ago, Rob and Bill, about the emotion on this Kentucky sideline. At the start of the game, guys were standing up on the benches, encouraging the crowd to get into this. Right now, you see a lot of heads down on the bench, not a lot of motion on this sideline. The rain delay really seems to have taken something ever since that moment out of this team.
At the 28.
Thank you, Drew.
The team will take it at the 35-yard line. First down.
Kickoff going out of bounds. It is put into play at the 35. And the Wildcats have it there for 1st and 10 with fairly good field position.
They tried the pooch kick, trying to hit that little pocket there and hope that nobody fielded it, which they didn't. It was just too close to the sideline and went out of bounds.
Alexi Bogingi into the Wildcat backfield for the first time tonight. He gets the call, and he barrels forward to the 40. Good gain on first down for the freshman running back out of Quebec, Canada.
Good hard running by Bogingi.
Ran the ball, I thought, well last week against Texas El Paso, Bill. I think there's some good things that are going to be coming out of this young fella.
He's a hard-running kid. He gets his knees up. He has good lean. He has a good vision of the field, too.
Second down, 5 yards to go from the 40. This time they work out of the I formation as Canfe is set in front of Bogingi. Nowhere to go. Herman Fowler leading the charge for Indiana. And the loss is going to be back to the 36-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4.
Little draw play. They tried to run inside. Jared looked up and checked off. Looked like he thought he had something inside there to be able to spring Bogingi. IU looked like they were just there and got up under the offensive line's pads a little bit more and were a little bit more aggressive. Right now, the big momentum is on the IU defensive side of the ball right now.
Third down, 9 yards to go. Pinner returns to the Kentucky backfield. Here's Lorenzen. Intercepted. Picked off by Indiana, Joe Gonzalez. And he'll bring it back for a touchdown. And the Hoosier bench explodes as suddenly Indiana rockets into the lead. Jared Lorenzen intercepted for the first time this season. It's a 37-yard return. And just like that, Indiana has gone in front 16-14.
Misread between Lorenzen and Abney. Watch right here. You'll see Abney right there crossing. Jared thinks he's going to keep going. He stops. And Jared goes ahead and throws the ball like he's going to continue across the formation, enabling 25 for Indiana, Gonzalez to just take it in. I mean, untouched. It looked like he was throwing it right to him.
Here's Robertson for the conversion, and he hooks it, but he got it through the uprights. 37 yards on the return by strong safety Joe Gonzalez, his second interception of the season. Senior out of Avon Lake, Ohio, who came in as the Hoosiers' second leading tackler in this game. And Jerry DiNardo and his Indiana Hoosiers have their first lead. They've gone up 17-14. How quickly things can turn around.
You can see by the fans, they're just astonished at this point. What's going on? And I think the big momentum switch there, and if you're looking to make a play, Kentucky's had success running the ball. The excitement seems to be throwing at some, and they're just trying to work through their offense here. And IU's defense, you got to give them some credit. They've bowed their necks, and they've taken a lot of the running game away and forcing Kentucky to throw the ball. Again, just a miscommunication there between Abney and Lorenzen. That's going to happen sometimes. You just hate to see it happen at this point in the game.
Now we got a long ways to go. Still 1:28 to go, third quarter, and then the whole fourth period. But the Wildcats find themselves trailing 17-14, trailing for the first time in this game. And Bill, for only the second time this season. They were behind briefly in the Louisville game a couple of weeks ago. Here's Robertson to kick off. Abney along with Arliss Beach back deep to return it. Beach to the far side, Abney to the near side. Big kick. Abney dropped it, has trouble picking it up. Now he's going to have to bring it out. Gets back only to the 14-yard line. So it gets a little worse for the Wildcats as they will have poor field position. Damian Jones downfield quickly to make the stop for Indiana's kickoff team. Let's go down to the field and check in with Drew.
Well, Rob, as you alluded to a moment ago, Kentucky did lose the lead earlier in the season to Louisville, and that's what the coaches down here on the sidelines were stressing to their players. They said, look, Louisville took a lead on us too. We came back and won that game. We can do it again tonight.
Thank you, Drew. Cook and Boone split out to the left. They send Abney here to the near side with Pinner, the running back. Little screen to Pinner. Over the 20. Down the sidelines. He's got a first down all the way to the 32-yard line. Erlandis Jones finally brought him down.
I'll tell you what, when the night's over, Rob, this Jones guy, he's going to be in the tub for a while. He's everywhere on that defensive side for IU. Good job there, Kentucky. IU has been getting a good push up front. You can see it right here. They've been getting it. Well, Kentucky said, you know what? Come on. We're going to screen you this time, and we're going to slow you down a little bit. And that's one other of the ways you can slow down that defensive front, and a good run by Pinner at the end.
They mark it up to 33. It's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats after a run of 19 yards. Polk at the 40 and stopped right there. The Indiana defenders quickly converging on the play, led by Antonio Watson, senior out of Kankakee, Illinois. And we've got a Hoosier player down on the field, and it looks like Derek Barnett, number 99, a senior from Evansville. Defensive end, 6'3", 258.
Smart check off that last play by Lorenzen. Looked up, Indiana backed up. They played 3 deep. They had 3 guys in the secondary covering a third of the field. He said, hey, go up there, give me about 6-7 yards, stop, I'll throw it to you, because they got about a 10 or 12 yard cushion. They did, and now you got 2nd and 3.5 as opposed to 2nd and 6 or 7.
Now with the injury timeout, Lorenzen gets a moment here to come to the sidelines, now heads back to the huddle. Indiana has gone in front 17-14 with a couple of third quarter touchdowns. One coming on a long touchdown pass from Hamden to Glenn Johnson, and then lightning striking just moments later as Joe Gonzalez intercepted Jared Lorenzen, brought it back 37 yards to the end zone. 14 quick points for the Hoosiers, and they have gone in front here 17-14 as we're in the final minute now of this third quarter. And you can see Derek Barnett really favoring that left leg. Bill, that's a tough thing to see.
Looks like an ankle, which is really good news of any kind of news you can get there. Hard to, yeah, right there you can see at the top of your screen, he's got his ankle rolled up under him there, and thank goodness he rolled with it, and those are things that you can heal in time. It's better than having a knee blown out.
And Barnett now still making his way off the field as he is moving slowly. And they bring in Herman Fowler now at that defensive end spot. Ball spotted just across the 39-yard line. Call it 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Pinner into Indiana territory, and it breaks free. Artus Pinner still going. Oh, what a run by Pinner.
Wow. counter tray, started to the left, got the defense going that way, brought Penner back. He exploded right down the middle of the field and was not going to beat it out. Look at the kick-out block right there. Penner steps up inside, uses his speed. Now watch here. Boop, back. Guy says he's going to strip him. R2 says, no, you're not. Throws him off again. Nothing but good, hard work there by Penner. What a great run by this young man.
And with that play, the third quarter comes to an end. What an electrifying run by R2 Penner. 55 yards before Damian Jones and Joe Gonzalez finally got him down. We played 3 quarters. And Indiana leads Kentucky 17-14 as we head to the fourth.
Under age 65, no group health coverage, no problem. Stop going around in circles looking for individual health coverage and stop worrying about the cost. Now you can get affordable individual coverage that's flexible enough to fit your life no matter where you are in life. Just take the direct route. Call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Whether you're self-employed, an early retiree, a recent graduate, or not eligible for coverage at work, and you need coverage for yourself, your family, or just your children, there's an Anthem plan that's right for you, with coverage for doctor visits, hospital stays, outpatient services, and more, without needing referrals. Prescription drugs? At Anthem, we've got you covered. Call to find out more today.
Call 1-800-959-2211 or your Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield agent today. That's 1-800-959-2211. Call now.
When a doctor doesn't take your complaint seriously enough, it's very depressing.
When no one understands your back pain, MedFirst is here to help.
I did actually see a couple of doctors before coming to MedFirst. I don't think I've ever seen so many different specialists working towards the same goal.
At MedFirst, our staff takes the time to listen.
They want to know what they can do to make it better. This is not like any other doctor's office. Thank you.
Call MedFirst 24 hours a day for free information and examination.
On the season premiere of Judge Mathis, they lived under Mom's roof.
I was trying to have time with my son, and that is the only reason why I allowed her in my home.
But his girlfriend tried to take over.
While she was in my home, she tried to run my household. That is a wife.
And now he's getting it from all sides.
She disrespect my mom. That's between those two.
What kind of guy are you? Whatever the circumstance was, sir, it's still your mother.
On the season premiere of Judge Mathis, Monday on Fox 7.
And it's time now for our Kentucky Utilities power play of the game. And it has to be that run just a moment ago by R2 Penner.
Again, you can see they just run the little counter. They kick it. There's Johnson kicking out. Toots just gets up in the hole, uses his speed, agility, power, and makes a big play.
Our Kentucky Utilities power play of the game. Lorenzen, touchdown to Chase Harp. And Bill, you were talking about him, Chase Harp figuring into things. He figures in right here as Kentucky goes back in front.
Well, Kentucky has so many receivers and weapons, as we were talking about earlier, and, you know, it's kind of, he's an unsung guy. He's kind of forgotten there, the tight end, and they had Derek Smith last year that, you know, had a lot of accolades, and Chase had a lot of plays too, and it's just taken him some time to get him into it, and I tell you what, he's one of the better tight ends that you'll see play this game.
Good throw by Lorenzen as he cocks that left hand and puts it right on the mark to Chase Harp. Taylor Begley now with a conversion attempt. Out of the hold of Glenn Pakalak. And Kentucky has reclaimed the lead just like that. Thanks in most part to a big, big run by R2 Penner just a moment ago. A 55-yard scamper. Just an absolutely electrifying play. And Kentucky back on top, 21-17.
Well, you get the run working again, and that's when you come back to what you just saw there, the play action. Lorenzen fakes to Bwingy off the right side, off the power play, and just drops it over top to Chase Harp in the back corner of the end zone.
Now the Wildcats fell behind, but they did not fall behind for very long. They moved back in front, 21-17. As we have played just 6 quick seconds here in this fourth quarter. Still a long way to go, Bill. 14 minutes, 54 seconds.
Well, hopefully that's a spark that this Kentucky team needed to wake up. the electric shock to the heart, whatever you want to call it, and that the defense can come back out and start controlling the line of scrimmage. That has been the biggest problem. Indiana has taken control of that line of scrimmage offensively and defensively. Kentucky got back control of it there offensively. Now the defensive front of Kentucky has to grab it back here.
Clint Ruth will tee it up at the 35-yard line, and back deep for Indiana as the Hoosiers send Courtney Roby and A.C. Carter back there. 21-17, Kentucky has reclaimed the lead here early in this fourth quarter. Roby from right of the goal line. And collared and knocked out of bounds at the far side of the field at about the 28. Dustin Williams, freshman, came in and got him high.
He took him down good, I tell you. That's that old collar tackle. Watch to your right of your screen. Watch Williams come in and watch his right arm. Boom. Good tackle by Williams.
Return is up to the 27-yard line. 27 yards on the return. The scoring drive, just 4 plays, 86 yards. And Lorenzen to Chase Harp. 6-yard touchdown play. The Wildcats go back in front, 21-17. Indiana's offensive unit now making its way onto the field. It's been Jabron Hamden all the way at quarterback tonight. And the real workhorse has been the freshman running back out of Houston, Yamar Washington. He's got 124 yards in this game. He's carried it 22 times. Hamden. And dumps it off here to Washington. And he comes up close to the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 8. Ronnie Riley on the tackle. So for the Hoosiers, a good gain on first down.
You can see Hamden growing up here. He's sitting back there trying to take it up top on a little play action pass. Watch this. Nice fake, looking, gets flushed, steps up in the pocket. Oh, where's my check down? Where's my safety valve? There he is. Nice job of Hamden of finding him.
Second down and 2 yards to go. And that time he turned the wrong way. Broken play. Going to lose a yard or two. Morris Lane coming in to quickly cover it for the Wildcats, but as Jabron Hamden took the snap, he just turns the wrong way here, and there's nobody there.
And as soon as he starts growing up, I say, he turns the wrong way. And, you know, what do? You're looking around hoping. You try to go back to the hole where the play was called because that's where the blocking is. He just couldn't get there in time.
You saw Sweet Pea Burns there get the initial hand on him. Call it no gain. Third down, 2. And Washington is stuffed. Good second effort, but now just about the entire Kentucky defense knows him under. Led by Morris Lane and David Johnson and Dwayne Robertson.
Good surge there by the defensive front of Kentucky. We're just talking about them getting back control. And look here, Robertson comes through as the first guy to make contact. There's Burns, Cumbie. I mean, look, I can't count them all. Everybody's in there. Good job there of the defensive front of grabbing it. And you can feel the excitement again now, Rob, starting to penetrate the stadium.
Ryan Hamry standing back at his own 21. Spiraling kick. Here's Abney from the 26. And he's going to be hit and dropped immediately. And the Wildcats will take over at about their own 26, 27-yard line. We'll break away with 12:34 left to go here in the game with Kentucky leading Indiana 21-17.
Before bad things happen, call Keeney, the only Kentucky name in workers' compensation. Kentucky Employers Mutual Insurance, making workers' comp work.
For more than 60 years, we've enjoyed being a part of people's lives. Now, we're a part of yours. Stay connected to business associates, friends, and family. Alltel long-distance rates start at 5 cents a minute. Alltel. Are you connected?
When your back hurts, you hurt all over. I wasn't comfortable when I was sitting. I wasn't comfortable when I was lying down.
When the pain won't go away, MedFirst is here to help.
The people at MedFirst were wonderful. They made me feel very comfortable, very at ease.
MedFirst treats back pain and pain from bulging, herniated, and degenerated discs.
After my back was fixed, I was back to my normal self. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Call MedFirst day or night for free information and exams.
Fox 7 Morningside. All the news you need to start your day.
On Morningside, we really give our viewers a balance. We tell them what happened while you were sleeping.
We have a reporter that's out there and a cameraman that's out there covering everything that happens while you're sleeping.
And then we tackle the issues that are going to be making news throughout the day.
We want to give information out to the viewers that they can really use.
The most up-to-date and factual information so that we can bring that to our viewers.
So if a story is breaking overnight, you'll see it on Morningside. We really are on your side in the morning.
Fox 7, on your side, Morningside.
And it's time now to take a look at the Alltel long-distance connection of the game. And we've seen a few here tonight. Here's Jared Lorenzen.
Jared buying time. Watch him. He's getting pulled down right here. Finds Artuse Pinner, his safety valve in the flat. He throws the ball on a line 20 yards to the sideline, gives it to Pinner, and just lets him do the rest. What a great job of knowing where your guys are and a good arm, showing good arm strength and poise by Jared.
That's it, our Alltel long-distance connection play of the game. 12:34 left to go in the game. The Wildcats take over at their own 26, 1st and 10, with Kentucky leading 21-17. Pinner, the lone running back behind Lorenzen, and he'll get the call. And some running room. Look at him go. All the way over the 35, close to the 37-yard line. Hernandez Jones and A.C. Carter on the stop for the Hoosiers.
And the fans love him. You can hear him in the background every time he carries the ball now. Twos. They're not boos. They're twos. They love him. He's already gone over 100 yards again this week for the 3rd straight week. He's got 90 yards receiving and some 130 yards rushing already.
Brock Johnson comes into the Wildcat backfield, but here goes Pinner again. And this time he's hit and stood up. And who else would hit him like that but Hernandez Jones, who has seemed to be everywhere on this field for Jerry DiNardo's defense tonight.
What a great talent he is. He has been everywhere, and I tell you, it's like he and Pinner are just back and forth. It's like a chess match. He's trying to mirror Pinner and just be his shadow, and it's just a matter of can he take him down on the first hit, or can Pinner bounce off?
Pinner with 135 on the night. Yamar Washington with 124 on the ground for Indiana. 2nd and 7. Across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Antonio Watson comes up to make the stop for IU.
I'll tell you what, though, Jones is there again. I don't know. I'm not big on basketball. I think they call that a boxing one, though, when you take one guy and single him out and man him up. Jones is going wherever Pinner's going, and Kentucky's making no bones about it. They want the ball in his hands. I'll be anxious to see what they can break open here if they move it around a little bit. Now's a good time to mix it up and take it downfield a little bit more and try to get Sims, Abney, some of those guys back in the game here.
Well, this is 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Lorenzen, incomplete. Trying to get it to Chris Bernard. Led him just a little bit too much, and it will bring up 4th down and 5, and Kentucky will have to punt it away as again Glenn Pakalak comes onto the field.
Bernard had a little separation there. They ran the little slant. They had man-to-man coverage. He just didn't have what he wanted, and Jared's so angry. You can see it right there. He's frustrated and really angry with himself, and
I know how the big fella feels. Pakalak Big punt. Driving Johnson back to his 9-yard line. He comes across the 10 to the 13, but that's all. Taken down by Mike Williams, who again got downfield quickly on the Kentucky kick coverage. All right.
You can see Jared right there. He's just still frustrated talking with the other guys. Hey, look, guys, you know what? We can get on the same page, and I'm frustrated. That was my fault. Let's get this ball back with this defense, and let's go get us something.
Poor field position for the Hoosiers as they take over at their own 13-yard line. Washington trying to power his way out of there. Comes over the 15 to the 16, but that's all. Be a pickup of about 3. Call it 2nd down and 7 yards to go for Indiana. Still a long ways to go. 10 minutes and 20 seconds with Kentucky leading Indiana 21 to 17. They send 2 wide receivers to each side of the field. This is Washington again. Over the 20 to the 22 before he's knocked down by Quintus Cumbie. That'll be shy of a first down. They've got to get it across the 23-yard line to pick up a 1st and 10. So it'll be 3rd down coming up.
Just running a little trap inside here, trying to take advantage of Kentucky overreacting. They're stepping one way. They're getting angles with their offensive lineman on the blocks there. I tell you what, Johnson's been just a very slippery back all day.
3rd down, a yard to go. Incomplete. Looking for the tight end, Aaron Halderman, but incomplete. Halderman thought he was pushed. You can see 87 there holding his arms out. And to bring up 4th and 1, Indiana will have to give it up.
I'm not so sure Cumbie didn't get away with one there. He was all over his back there. I think it's a good no call at this point. The ball was uncatchable, and I don't know if I'm sitting here at Kentucky saying, thank you, DiNardo. What are you doing at this point, 3rd and 1, when you've been able to run the ball and going to your tight end that hadn't caught the ball at all?
Here's the punt of Ryan Hamry. Abney called a fair catch. Cats will get it with good field position across their own 40-yard line of the 44. So Kentucky leading 21-17 with a little more than 9 minutes on the clock. And Lorenzen and company will have good field position with which to work as they begin this series.
He's a competitor. I'll be anxious, Rob, to see how he comes out this series and what he does as far as getting excited in that huddle and really firing this offense up here.
And to find out what the coach thinks about the game, be sure to tune into the Guy Morris Show every Sunday here on the University of Kentucky Television Network. Check your local listings and the time in your area. The Guy Morris Show. Mike Campe gets the call. First carry of the evening for the senior out of Cincinnati, Ohio, who had a touchdown last weekend against UTEP, and was he ever excited?
He was excited. He ended up being in the local papers on the front page. I mean, it doesn't get much better. He's done a great job, though, and he deserves everything he's getting right now.
Got a yard that time. It is 2nd and 9 at the 45. Campe and Pinner in the Kentucky backfield. Tommy Cook set out here to the left. And Lorenzen with blockers in front of him makes his way just across midfield down into Indiana territory. And the crowd calling for a late hit over at the far side of the field.
I think it just took him that long to get him down. I think they started tackling him when he was in bounds. He's just such a big guy. It took a while.
You can see the fans there. They look at the replay here on the Jumbotron overhead.
On the play.
Pickup of about 7 yards down to the 48-yard line of the Hoosiers, where it will be 3rd down and short yardage, 3rd and 2.
I think he took out the down and distance marker. They got a new one over there with the orange side on it.
Pitch to Pinner. And he's shy of the first down. They'll give him maybe a yard, maybe not even that. A.C. Carter, the free safety, comes up to cover the play for Indiana. And it will bring up 4th down, and with Kentucky leading by just 4 points, Guy Morris is going to make the decision here to punt it away. 4th and 1 at the Indiana 47. And you can hear the crowd in somewhat disagreement with this decision, but Pakalak comes on, and Bill with only a 4-point lead here, and midway through the 4th quarter, I can understand it.
I don't question it at all at this point.
Johnson did a nice job of faking there. He's going to let the punt go all the way, and it doesn't pay off for him.
No, it doesn't.
Down inside the 10-yard line, the Hoosiers will be backed up to their own goal line. Time on the field with 7:44 remaining, and Kentucky leading Indiana 21-17.
Why are more Kentuckians turning to CHA Health? Because access is easier than ever. And with our prevention and wellness programs, good health is within your reach. Plus, CHA Health offers one of the largest provider networks in our state. We show our commitment to you by taking service to the next level. If you haven't made the switch to CHA Health, remember,
Change is good.
CHA Health, your kind of people, your kind of care.
$49 down delivers anything on the lot. That's right, at Kelly's Northside Chevy, $49 down can get you any car on the lot. New cars, used cars, any car on the lot. Only $49 down delivers. Over 300 cars in stock to choose from for only $49 down. A new Chevy Trailblazer, $49 down. Pontiac Grand Am, just $49 down. Chevy Impala's $49 down. You give Kelly's Northside Chevy $49 down and drive away with the car of your dreams. Only at Kelly's Northside Chevrolet, corner of Diamond and Heidelbach, Evansville.
The patients you see behind me all suffer from serious low back pain. Now, many were considering surgery, but within weeks, over 75% of them were pain-free, thanks to this revolutionary new treatment called VAX-B that you're seeing here. It's patented, FDA approved, and non-surgical. To learn more, watch our special report, Back Pain Breakthrough, at the time shown on your screen. You don't have to suffer anymore.
p.m. Be there. Aloha.
Back at Commonwealth Stadium, Indiana takes over on offense, and the workhorse all night long has been young Yamar Washington, who busts it out to the 15-yard line. Gain of about 7, Vincent Sweet Pea Burns on the tackle for Kentucky. But one thing the Hoosiers have been able to do throughout a good part of this game, Bill, is have good gains on first down, and there is another one.
And right in the middle of the heart of that front seven, that is really the strength of this Kentucky defense. It will be definitely something they have to go back to the chalkboard on Monday.
Here he goes again. Got a good block. He's got a first down. And this guy doesn't go down easily. And he's not that big, 5'9", 198 pounds. Quentis Cumbie on the tackle along with Ronnie Riley.
I think he gets lost in there a little bit sometimes, and I tell you, though, to his credit, he's doing a great job. He's, you know, you look at him and Penner, they kind of mirror each other. They do not stop churning their legs. They got great field vision. When the hole closes up, they're bouncing back and getting cut back holes or bouncing outside. You got to give a lot of credit to him.
First and 10 Hoosiers, now at their own 25 as they work their way out of that hole. Oh, as he hit that time. Otis Grigsby came up, and Sweet Pea Burns. David Johnson was in there on the hit. I can guarantee you.
Watch your screen down here at the bottom.
Washington felt this one.
Johnson, boom! Right there's Johnson. There comes Burns. Everybody's in there.
Coming in low.
There's Grigsby too. So
all three of them.
Everybody's in there.
Coming in low.
There's Grigsby, too. So
all three of them.
Kentucky had a little blitz on. They felt like good play calling there by Goodner.
Loss of 1 at second down and 11 at the 24. Caught over the middle by the young receiver, Tyke Spencer, and that's an Indiana first down up at the 40-yard line. Morris Lane on the stop. Indiana trailing 21-17 with 5:59 remaining, and the Hoosiers now marching as they bring it up to their 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, you've got Mike Williams and Morris Lane sitting in the middle there, kind of playing the robber position, and they were still able to come in there and find number 86 for Indiana right in that little sweet spot there for him. Spencer, and got the first down.
1st and 10, Hoosiers at their own 40. Handed. Throwing deep. Roby incomplete. Went right down the middle of the field and went deep for Courtney Roby, but the pass long.
Wow. Kentucky got away with one there. I don't know if they looked up and saw that 36 for Kentucky, Huffman, was in and knew he was a freshman and went after him or what, but that's exactly what ended up happening. And if he makes a good little pitch, throws a good ball there, it's trouble for Kentucky.
2nd down and 10 yards to go now from the 40. And there's Spencer, lost his footing. Derek Tatum was going to come up and level a pretty good hit on him, and now Hamden is hit in the backfield by David Johnson. And he has his headgear knocked off, and he looks a little groggy. Indiana player Isaac Souls. Penalty markers are down. We'll get another look at it here as the hit is delivered right there.
And they're going to call that he drove him in the ground.
Foul, roughing the passer on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
They got to call that. They're trying to get it to where they can protect the quarterback a little bit more. There's nothing left there. I know I'm with you. I didn't see it either. And I don't want to sound like an old quarterback. The only thing I can say that on the ref's defense is he had him, he wrapped him, he drove him in, he had his headgear down under his chin, and that's the only thing I can give the ref a chance at calling. I did have that happen years ago. I don't know if you recall that.
I'll bet you did.
And the headgear came off and the lip came open too.
You were cut more times than one.
Maybe that'll save a ripped lip or something in the future.
Isaac Souls, a freshman out of Louisville.
Look at Johnson
getting
right
up
there.
slowly.
He's hurdling. Tatum out in the flat waiting.
But it's a big penalty, Bill, against the Wildcats, which is going to take the ball down into Kentucky territory. There's Souls making his way off. He's a freshman out of Louisville Doss. Let's go down on the field to Drew Diener.
Well, Rob, for the last few plays on this drive, the Cats have been without Leonard Barres. He has an abdominal hernia, and they were working on him on the sidelines here. He is up, ready to get back in the game, but they had him down for about 3 or 4 plays. Looked to be in a lot of pain, but they tightened his belt up a bit. Looked like he's ready to get back in.
Thank you, Drew. Guy Morris on the near sidelines, and right at the moment he has to be a little bit concerned because the penalty has taken the ball down to the Kentucky 41-yard line where the Hoosiers will have it 1st and 10 with 5:27 left in the game. Indiana needing a touchdown to go in front. Isaac Souls has made his way off the field. Lorenzen calmly waiting here as it's up to the Kentucky defense right now. 1st and 10 Hoosiers at the Cats' 41-yard line. There goes Washington, and another good gain on first down. David Johnson made the tackle. He got about 8 that time.
They found the right combination scheme there inside with their offensive line and Kentucky's defensive line. Again, it's definitely something Kentucky's going to have to leave this game with and be able to go to the chalkboard and work on.
Johnson and Roby split out to the right. And this time Washington is stopped short. Needed a couple of yards to get the first down, and he is halted right at the line of scrimmage by Sweet Pea Burns and Ronnie Riley. No gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Just doing a little sprint draw there, and there's just nothing there. You see Riley, you see Burns, you see Williams. I mean, everybody's around the ball. Kentucky was pressing at that time, and they brought a little blitz inside, a little zone blitz to try to mess things up.
They are only 2 of 13 on 3rd down. They've got this one. Make it 3 of 14 as they give it to Yamar Washington, and he busts across the 30-yard line. Vincent Burns and Mike Williams come in to make the tackle, but Washington picks up the needed yardage.
Same play as last time. Burns is there again. He is not able, though, to get under his pads and get up underneath of Washington to push him back. And that little bit of push there by Washington of falling forward got him the 1st down.
1st and 10 of the 29. Clock running with 3:47 to go. Hamden has got Johnson here at the near side. Incomplete. Incomplete pass. It was intended for Roby, I beg your pardon. And the crowd calling for a fumble there, but it's ruled incomplete.
That belt tightening did a nice job there, it looks like. Been impressed too today, with DeBron there. Watch, he just snaps that ball off and gets it out there. It looks like he's got possession from this ring, and Beres just pulls it out of there. Great defensive play there by Beres.
This is the 11th play of this drive. 2nd and 10 of the 29 with 3:40 to go. And Washington met immediately by Ellery Moore. Well, that time he could hardly get on track before Big 99 was right on his back.
Watch him. They're just running the isolation here, and Moore slips, gets past the offensive lineman there, and just able to get in there and just bulldog him to the ground. The kind of play Kentucky's defensive line needed right then.
3rd down, 8 yards to go at the 27. Indiana needs a touchdown to go in front. Trailing 21-17. Intercepted. Picked off by Quentis Gumby. And Quentis Gumby will bring it all the way back for a touchdown. Interception returned by Quentis Gumby. Senior out of Cleburne, Texas, with 2:46 on the clock. And Bill Hatch should nail this one down for the Kentucky Wildcats as they go back up by 10 points.
They just returned the favor. Watch here. He's trying to throw on timing. And Gumby's waiting on it. He's reading the quarterback. What a touchdown! It's just textbook. I mean, Gumby's sitting there and waiting, and he's looking. He steps in front.
15-yard penalty. Try on.
Stepped in front of the ball just at the right time. Took it the other way. Good concentration and a great play at the right time for the defense, Rob.
And we got another celebration penalty, which will make it a long extra point attempt for Taylor Bigley, as it will be spotted down at the 25-yard line. Indiana had one of these earlier after a celebration. A 35-yard extra point attempt. No good. So the lead is still 10 points. 2:46 left. It's Kentucky 27, Indiana 17. Well, it's time now for today's 5-Star Food Mart Drive of the Game. Brought to you by 5-Star Food Mart. Ten plays, 80 yards. The first touchdown, which came on a touchdown pass from Jared Lorenzen to Aaron Boone, as the Wildcats took an early 7-0 lead in this game. Our 5-Star Food Mart Drive of the Game. And there's the hero of the moment, Quentis Gumby, getting a big hug from David Johnson.
got
An
one
electrifying play.
Yeah, he got one back. He lost that one earlier. They had a penalty on it, a holding or something, I think. So he's been working hard for his interceptions today.
Clint Ruth to kick off with 2:46 left and a 10-point Wildcat lead. A.C. Carter going to the far side, finds running room, and ridden down at about the 35-yard line. Chad Anderson, freshman out of Canton, Ohio, along with Arliss Beach, in on the tackle for Kentucky special teams.
I don't know that they want to start celebrating at this point. That missed extra point hopefully will not come back to haunt them, but you got to look at it this way. They go in and score, they get the extra point. That's 7. They onside kick and get a long field goal. So that's what Kentucky needs to worry about right now, is shutting this down right this minute and putting the ball back in the offense hands and letting them run the clock out.
Indiana takes over 1st and 10 from its 34, and the Hoosiers have to do something quickly. Caught by Roby here at the near side of the field, and immediately hit and dropped by Leonard Burress. Clock stops with 2:18 on outs running again. They second down, 8 yards to go. Pass over the middle falls incomplete. And it will bring up 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Indiana still with 2 timeouts left. And the clock does stop now with 2:05 left on the clock.
Well, that incompletion will definitely help them there. I tell you, it's one of those things that better than a daggone using one of their timeouts. And Kentucky, again, needs pressure up front. You can't throw the ball if you're on your back.
Batted into the air, and it falls incomplete. Claude Segal in there to break up the pass, and it will bring up 4th down for Indiana, and the Hoosiers really have no other question but to go for it here.
What a great job of Robertson, his effort. I think he needs to get something done on the hick here, though. It popped off again, that play. He kept driving and caught Hamden right in the legs. Watch right here. Watch in the middle. There he comes. Head gears off, goes ahead and finishes the play, makes the tackle. No big deal. Hey, it's just like being in the backyard again.
On 4th down, here's Hamden. And dropped out of the hands of Roby. It falls incomplete.
He's got 90.
Now the ball goes over on downs. The Wildcats take over with only 1:53 remaining.
They've got 3 timeouts. Indiana only has 2 timeouts. 1 first down ought to do this here, unless Indiana's going to sit and try to stop it.
Keep it on the ground. Give it to R2 Spinner. Stays on his feet. The important thing there is to just stay in bounds. Damian Jones wrestling him to the ground. It did not turn out tonight to be anything easy, as Kentucky broke on top in this game by a score of 14-0. A couple of touchdown passes by Jared Lorenzen. Then Indiana got a field goal, aided by a penalty right before halftime. And really, Bill Light gave them a big lift going into the locker room. And then they came out in the second half and, well, quite frankly, got some breaks. They had a play where a couple of Kentucky defensive backs fell down. They got a touchdown out of it. They ran back an interception for a touchdown, got right back in the game, eventually got the lead, but the Cats simply having to fight back here tonight and pull this game out. And it's time now for the Ashland Oil Player of the Game. R2 Spinner.
What a night he's had. 135 yards rushing, 92 receiving. They've used him a little bit of everywhere, and they're just, you know, keeping the ball in his hands. And what a deserving award for a fine young man.
Timeout.
Pinner on the carry here, and Indiana will now use its third and final timeout of this half. And the clock stopped with 1:36 remaining. Wildcats will have it 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Let's get on to the field to Drew Diener.
Well, it's interesting. You guys were talking about Artuz Pinner and the way they've used him tonight. He has 10 catches this evening. He had 21 in his entire career coming into tonight. 9 his sophomore year and 12 last year. I think the fact that Jared Lorenzen only had to throw 44 passes in his first 2 games maybe gave Kentucky something to hide they didn't have to show with the big lead last week in the conservative game plan against Louisville in week 1.
Thank you, Drew.
That guy right there's had a big day. He's got 227 total yards out of Kentucky's 322. Now, how about that?
That's a good night's work. And he has really done it all 3 games that the Wildcats have played so far this season. He had better than 80 yards in the opener on the ground against Louisville. Better than 100 yards last week against Texas El Paso, and a huge game tonight. Orlandis Jones makes the stop for Indiana as it will be 4th down coming up. But the Hoosiers now can no longer stop the clock as it is running with 1:15 to go.
I'd be surprised if they take a chance on kicking this ball and taking the snap. You know, they've had some problems with it. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they just go ahead and let the clock take the delay a game. If they're going to do it, they'll do it from a dead ball. Otherwise, I'd say they'll just run a play here at the end and see if Indiana can go 65, 70 yards and do anything.
Under a minute now, 27-17 Kentucky. Cats responded exactly the way they had to here tonight.
On the offense.
Delay of game penalty now called against Kentucky. When Indiana took the lead, Bill, huge run by Artuz Pinner, really the most electrifying play of the night.
That was exciting, wasn't it?
And the defense stepping up when it had to.
Yeah, that was exciting. And, you know, for Kentucky fans looking forward to the future, you got Middle Tennessee coming up next week. As you touched on earlier, they got 4 SEC teams they're playing, and a big positive here is the way this team has bounced back. They were talking, I guess Drew was talking about it down on the field earlier, that, hey, you were down against Louisville and you came back. Offensively, they had a couple of bad breaks today. The interception where there was a miscommunication between Lorenzen and Abney. Defensively, they have a couple of things go wrong, and they still were able to keep their heads up and make some positive things happen and come away at what appear at this point with a victory.
Well, the Wildcats will go 3-0 for the first time since 1998. And a chance to go 4-0 next week when Middle Tennessee comes into town. The Blue Raiders. And we'll have that one for you right here on the UK Television Network. Final moments of this one. We're going to get a little pooch kick here by Lorenzen. Tommy Cook getting down there to try to cover it. It's out of bounds. And about the 12-yard line or so, and Indiana will get the ball with only 45 seconds remaining and no timeouts left.
You got to like that little pooch kick. And you know who I bet you likes that pooch kick better than anybody? Glenn Packalak.
Nah.
Doesn't hurt his average. Keeps him up there nationwide in the SEC.
Good
he
point.
Loves that. He loves
Good
it.
point.
Hey, go ahead, Jared. Go pooch kick it. Don't let me do that.
Packalak had his average come down a little bit. He had to punt 8 times tonight, but he still averaged almost 41 yards per kick. And then out of the shotgun. The intended receiver was Johnson. It's incomplete. Clock stops with 37 seconds remaining. One more non-conference matchup for the Wildcats before they begin conference play against the Florida Gators in a couple of weeks. Middle Tennessee. And believe me, it will be a test.
Well, they've had a week off. We touched on it early. That never hurts. Some teams think you get a little flat. I tell you what, if they're coming in here to play Kentucky, I definitely would look at it as a benefit for Middle.
This is 2nd and 10. And the tight end, Aaron Holderman, finds some running room over to the far side of the field before he's driven out of bounds with 28 seconds left on the clock. have to give Indiana a lot of credit coming in here tonight. They were hammered pretty good out at Utah last Saturday night and struggled against William and Mary. Bill, they were behind at halftime.
Yeah, they've shown a little resiliency, and I would think that Coach DiNardo could come out of here feeling like, you know, they did come back and showed a little pizzazz there. They hung in there. They took a lead. He's got something to build on for their program there that they can work with in his first year.
They've got Central Michigan at home coming up next week, so they will return to Memorial Stadium in Bloomington. Here's Hamden to heave it down the near sidelines, and Roby leaping for it. He couldn't pull it down, and the clock stops with 20 seconds remaining.
Coverage provided by
Antoine Huffman, number 36 there, back on the coverage. A redshirt freshman out of Jonesboro, Georgia. But only 20 seconds remaining, and Hamden can have a couple of more cracks at it here. He was able to lead his team from a 14-0 deficit into a 17-14 lead, but it was a lead that did not last long. Incomplete over the middle. The tight end, the intended receiver, Halderman. Looked like he slipped down. 13 seconds remaining. They might be able to get off a couple of more plays.
And you're starting to hear the faithful that stayed through all the delays and all the rain and everything that went with it. They're starting to pick it up a little bit and let these kids know how much they appreciate a good, hard-fought victory.
And there were a lot of them, Bill, who hung around here tonight.
They did it.
They got wet. They got good and wet before it ever started. And then got wet on a number of occasions during this game. As Hamden throws to Roby here at the near sidelines, he gets out of bounds. That's a catch at the 35-yard line with 7 seconds on the clock. And move the chains ahead now to the 35. And we might see the final play of the football game right here. Washington coming out of the backfield, and with that, time will run out. Long night here at Commonwealth Stadium. Saw a couple of rain delays, one before this game ever started. The Kentucky Wildcats, an early lead, lost that lead, but come back to win it. Final score, Kentucky 27, Indiana 17. And we'll be back to wrap it up in a moment.
For the better part of a century, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance has been a friend of families all around Kentucky. We serve the people who are the heart of Kentucky.
Since 1998.
Well, they got one more victory than they had all of last year. You saw some resiliency out of this team tonight, I thought, Rob. You saw a team that took another step toward growing up and showing that they understand what they're doing offensively and defensively, and looking forward to next week, I think, and playing middle.
Well, it was an exciting game that had some electrifying plays. Certainly that play that Artus Pinner, as Kentucky came back from behind, and then, of course, the interception return by Quentus Cumby, which, as it turned out, slammed the door on the Hoosiers in the fourth quarter. Final score, 27-17. Let's go down on the field to Drew to wrap things up.
Well, guys, this is exactly the type of game. Kentucky has now won 2 games, the type of games that they have lost in years past. In week 1, it was a win against Louisville in which they had the lead, lost it, then regained it. The same thing here tonight. Kentucky loses the lead, gets it back, and retains the lead. In years past, those are the type of games the Wildcats had lost. To start tonight, Artus Pinner, that 50-yard run he had turned things around for this Kentucky team. And as you mentioned, Rob, 3-0 for the first time since 1998. We all know what happened that season. A 7-win regular season culminating in a bid to the Outback Bowl on New Year's Day. Will that happen again this year? Well, it's going to take a little bowl appeal to get that turned around. Our next broadcast comes your way next weekend. 1:30, the kickoff, Middle Tennessee State of Kentucky. We'll have that for you on a delayed basis here on the UK Network. Check your local listings for the game time in your area. The final score, once again, 27-17 for all of us on the UK Network. This is Drew Diener saying good night, everybody.